right, guys, welcome back for hopefully the conclusion of the adventure Trouble in Willowdale. Where last we led off, if you recall, we arrived to the Silverblade Inn and Tavern in Willowdale. There was a man named Marcus who appeared the night before, one of the original miners, and he showed up and he seemed completely traumatized by what had happened in the mines. You guys tried, well, some of you tried going up to his room upstairs in the tavern and tried speaking with him, but he was just freaking out. You know, Beatrice was there and she was just saying, oh, maybe you should just give him some time. He's been through a lot. Now, Ronin and Thinor, they had quite a little situation going on where Ronin went out with a mug of ale that he had purchased and gave a mug to Thinor. And there was a farmer's daughter there, some countryside girl, pretty easy on the eyes with curly brunette hair flowing about her shoulders. And where last we led off, you two, Ronin and Thinor, were going back to her family's farmhouse. And the rest of the group, Dalton, Allannia, and Rellya, you guys, all of a sudden Ronin disappears. You guys don't even know where he went, but the stable boy, you guys saw one of the stable boys go outside and he disappeared for a while. But then he comes back in and he sits at one of the tables and he seems to grab a plate and he goes behind the counter and then you see him fork or spoon some sort of food on this plate, and then he goes and sits off into a corner and he starts to eat. Perhaps possibly because maybe he's eating before a lot of the patrons of the day start arriving.
Hello?
So what do you guys want to do? Now I need to know, refresh my memory, who went up? So Dalton, you went up to try to speak with Marcus.
It was Allannia and Dalton.
Allannia and Dalton, okay.
Right, we're trying to offer healing to him. Yeah, Casey's sitting downstairs with the horses.
That's right.
I tried to walk up to him and kind of give him like hey, I'm from the temple, I'm trying to help you out, but nothing happened.
Yeah, and I believe he freaked out before he could really get too close. And
right.
You didn't really discern, also of note, you didn't really discern any big wounds or anything like that about his body. Yeah, he looked a little bit disheveled and dirty, but you seem like it might be mental. And you know that there is magic to heal mental disorders, but you were not skilled enough with such magic.
Right.
So let me make an overall assumption out of character, even though I'm not there. Is it possible that we just leave him to his insanity and go discover what the hell caused it? Is that something we should do as a group? Because there's no helping him. We've rolled and it doesn't work. The dude's fucking clearly insane. So what do we do?
Yeah, so that's a possibility that's a possibility that you guys could possibly talk amongst your characters to figure out.
Well, we're not there. Shit. Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the problems. You have higher priorities, apparently, with the farmer's daughters. So let's go back. Let's zoom the camera back in here on Ronin and Thinor. You guys are following with this young damsel, and eventually, with a little bit of chit chat, of course, she's asking you some questions, Thinor, about a lot of your lands that you visited and deeds that you have done, and you. With little effort, it doesn't take much that you realize to just impress her. She's seemingly grew up in this small little village, and she hasn't really gotten out much. So every tale that you tell, her eyes go wide with amazement, and she's just completely enamored with you. Eventually, she says, "Oh, there it is. There's our farm home." And you look over and you see this humble little abode with a smokestack coming from it. And there's smoke coming out of it. It's midday, but this isn't uncommon, especially in a mountainous area where it does tend to get pretty chilly at night in this time of year because it's harvest season. But she says, "Oh, I think my father is just going to love you two." And before you know it, both of you are up at the door. and she just opens up the door and she bids for both of you to enter.
I'll let Kyle enter first.
Oh my goodness. No, you're the fucking leader. Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah, you're leader.
So do you both enter?
My thanks, young maiden. We will enter and we will greet your parents and your father, and we would see what is happening in this quaint abode.
Okay. You then hear a voice call out as soon as the both of you enter. Fenra, is that you? Where have you been? And then you see this man walk in with this big bushy brown beard, and he meets both of your gazes, and then he looks at Fenra, and he says, "Fenra, you bring more travelers home? What have I told you about this? You don't know these people. They could be murderers for all we know, and these are dangerous times." And he looks up right at you two, and he says, "You two, what business do you have here?"
I assure you so. We're of the Ruby Legion. We've come here to prosper aid to this city. We've been led here with a quest to rescue and help the people of this land. Me and Andrew clearly here aren't. Me and Thinor clearly aren't here to do anything weird with your daughter or murder anyone. We just have come for information and come to help.
Oh, I believe the tavern is probably more to your liking to find information. We're just simple people and simple folk. We just farm the land. We have enough troubles without you bringing it down upon us.
Okay, and this is at the point I'm gonna whisper to Thinor, and I'm like, bro, this big burly bearded fuck is gonna beat our ass if we try to do anything with his daughter. So we should probably leave. I believe the DM's trying to hint us to get back to the tavern, so we need to leave. And I whisper, I think we should get the hell out of here. And then
I smack Ronin on the ass and leave.
You are the one who has the greeting over the young lady. You've got to break her heart and leave. So say what you got to say to get us away.
I say nothing and I smack Ronin on the ass and we leave.
Can you do like a perception check where I can block the ass smack or something?
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm just joking. Okay, so we pretty much we leave. We were like, okay, we've got to go.
Okay.
We
Now,
say
just a
hello.
quick comment. Because of one of your comments last session, you talked about, in any RPG game, you want to talk to the whole town. So, just a quick comment about that.
Or 130, I'd go for it.
We do want to investigate the dragon's bane of Kyrus. We want to go in there. Before we were led away from it to get to the tavern, but I want to go back there.
So just a quick comment, though. In Dungeons & Dragons, it plays a lot different than a video game. Whereas a video game, it makes sense to talk to every single person in a town because, one, the number of townsperson in a town is very limited. But also the developers of a game, they try to keep this single-play game experience going by putting little mysteries in these corners that if you are an explorer, you can unlock all these different quests and stuff, right?
Right.
I do enjoy that kind of thing. I do enjoy little side quests that might result as to exploration and talking to all sorts of manner of town people. But also remember, these characters live in this real world. It's quite unfeasible to try to talk to every single person. If there's a population of 500 in this village, that would be quite a daunting task to try to talk to every individual person. I mean, and who would do that, right? Like, if you were to go to a small nearby town, why would you try to talk to every single person in the village? Normally, you can get to the authorities, people in charge who might actually know the know, and you talk to them, and you're pretty much going to be getting all the information. Now, each individual person, normally when I run a game, they have their own goals, they have their own life goals that they aspire to, and they have their own reasons for doing things. There could be some interesting quests that could unlock, but of course time is limited, and as the Ruby Legion representatives here, you guys are supposed to be pretty quick about trying to resolve the issue before there's any more loss of life, because remember, there's a number of people who have went missing, the miners and then the search party.
Okay, that's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Since we're at the house and we haven't quite left yet.
Okay.
Thinor and I, Ronin, would just want to extend our sorrow and also our apologies for the fallen state that your town has come under. Your daughter has led us here because we want to get more information, but apparently we will seek it more at the tavern with other people who may be able to give us answers to help quell this danger that has befallen your town. We shall take our leave now and move towards the tavern, and we wish you a farewell.
And as you guys depart, you start hearing him starting to rebuke his daughter, Fenra, saying, Fenra, what have I told you about this? You don't just bring strange men into our home. And, the door closes behind you as, you feel a little bit for this woman who probably is just a bit lonely. She likes travelers because of the stories they have to tell. It must be quite boring of a place to live in, and that's ultimately why she does what she does. But her dad does not appreciate that, right? So you guys leave the farmhouse away, and it's only a 5-minute walk from the main street of Willowdale. So not before long, you have the tavern in sight again. And it was about 3 o'clock when you guys arrived into Willowdale. So I would say now it's probably about 3:30.
Okay.
Is all. So, and I'm going to rephrase what I said before. It's more of a 3-hour hike up the mountainous trail up to the silver mine.
Okay.
Holy shit, a 3-hour. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's near the top of the peak.
We
Can we decide, or do we know how tired our characters are right now?
they're
Yeah,
refreshed, right?
They're refreshed. They are completely invigorated. I'm sure they're probably maybe a bit excited to try to figure out,
Let's do that.
solve the mystery, basically.
Right,
Because
so-
it means the sooner that you do it, the sooner you get full ranking membership in the Ruby Legion.
As Thinor and I approach the tavern, I tell him we need to quickly regroup. We need to quickly regroup with our friends. Obviously, the information around here is scarce. There's probably only a few people who might be able to give us what we need to know before we move on through the mines. We know our daunting task. We need to move quickly, and so we approach the tavern and try
Okay.
to find people who are there.
As you enter the tavern, you are immediately greeted by Gowan, who, I remember the bald, heavier set man who definitely seems to enjoy food, calls on and says, there you are. I was a bit worried there. I see that you took off with my mugs. Those are high-quality mugs I'll have you. I specially ordered those myself from Warrington.
Here,
And
have
you
them
realize,
back.
too, that you've been this whole time holding these glass mugs that are indeed nice, but you didn't really think about it.
I'm so sorry, sir. I went out to the stables to give my mate a mug of ale of your fine ale and your fine mug, and then unexpectedly walked up with them. But we're back here now. We'd be glad to give them back to you and beg your apology.
Okay. Yeah, he motions for a barmaid to come over and retrieve the mugs from both of you. I'm sure both have drank all of your ale in the mug at this point. From
Not
the
drunk.
5-minute walk and
Not
everything.
drunk though.
No, probably not drunk. Now, the rest of you are down there, and you were waiting and waiting. And as far as you know, Ronin went out to go and give a mug of ale to Thinor, but then, he was gone. And I'm assuming that one of you probably just go and poke your head out the door and see where he is, but you didn't see him anywhere. Again, I'm making assumptions here, so if you want your character to do something different, then just let me know if you think your character would have done something a bit different. So the three of you are there, and you guys are probably a bit hungry from the road. It's been over a day and a half since you've had a real meal, and Gowan seems pretty insistent on feeding you guys before you do your next segment of the journey, whatever it is you want to do. So eventually there's a plate of food, some potato, a little bit of veal, and some other, they look like roots of some kind of plant, but they are steamed, and they actually have somewhat of a bitter taste about them, but also kind of pleasant with the veal. So you guys are sitting around this round table all together. So what do you guys say? What's your next course of action?
I have to say, sorry, group. I left chasing trail of a fine-looking, long-haired woman, but we're back now. The ale we've drinking is there, but we need to discuss how we're going to depart on our adventure before we leave. After this fine meal of root and veal.
Then as I go to approach my seat, I slam my maul down as quick as I can with haste. Curses, Ronin. Thinor, you have wasted precious time. Let us eat and gather strength. Let's get ready to make the hasted march.
Yes, I agree. I'm sorry, sir.
Are you guys done with your little interrogation of what's his name, Marcus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
mentally disabled. We can't get anything out.
Now, CJ, I cannot see your. Are
Your
you
video.
sharing your video?
No, not yet.
You must be doing something you don't want people to see, right?
Yeah, he's jacking
Well,
off right now.
let me. Yeah, right.
What's wrong with you?
Babe, do you have anything to say on the table?
No,
Dalton, where do we go from here?
my hood is up and I say nothing.
I was just having a drink, but that was it.
Now, do you guys have any more questions for Gowan? I mean, he's down there. Patrice is still upstairs. You see Gowan doing some more cleaning. You smell the aroma of more food. You can hear it crackling. There's a spit over the fire, and there's some meat that he occasionally goes over and starts turning it. He's cooking some more food, no doubt, for the evening rush of people who are going to be coming to the tavern.
Okay, Ronin stands up. He's had probably half of his meal, probably full. He approaches Gowan. As Gowan said, I understand that Marcus upstairs has been mentally stricken with the fear and strife of whatever he's gone through from the mines. Is there anything you can tell us? Anybody that has shared a similar experience? Any information you could give me before we venture off and try to discover this evil that has befouled this town?
Says, well, I've told you everything that I know. Definitely Marcus making it back is quite a miracle. He says, all I know is sent the village's bravest and finest that we could to search for the lost miners, and they didn't even come back. So whatever is going on up there, please be careful. Do not take anything for granted.
Let me ask you, was Marcus one of the bravest warriors of your village, or was he just a...
No, Marcus is a miner. He's been working in the mines for quite some time. He grew up here, actually.
along with the rest, but somehow he survived? How is that? What is your opinion on how that could have happened when the rest vanished and he's still here, yet mentally stricken?
And he looks at you and he cocks an eyebrow and he says, that's why I say it must be a miracle from the gods. And he says, I don't know how he escaped, but I'm sure once he is settled down, he will have quite a tale to tell.
I would say...
Go ahead.
No, baby, go ahead.
I'm your sister.
I mean, sister, please have a word with this dude.
So Allannia stands up and removes her hood and walks toward her brother and Gowan and asks Gowan, Sir, there was a very interesting tower I noticed as we approached. Could you tell us a little more about the dragon's curse? Or
Dragon's Bane. Dragon's Bane of Kyrus.
Dragon's Bane of Kyrus a bit more.
Yeah. Yep. He says, that monument, the artifact, if you will, says, you know the name of it. Do you not know the history of the Dragon's Bane of Kyrus? You are studied in the way of the arcane. Have you not heard of it?
I believe I've heard, in my studies I've heard of it, but I can't recall all the details. Can you enlighten us again?
It's now a symbol of pride among people, and we're just simple folk, miners, but every day we look upon that and know that our ancestors saved the whole realm, well, the western realm at least, with this contraption that Kyrus built. It says, all that I know is that it was during the time of the dragons, when dragons were pillaging and raising and seeking to destroy all of mankind. But Kyrus built that structure there to serve as a weapon. And through some strategic maneuvering and persuasions, the dragons were led near the tower, in which they were blasted out of the sky.
Well, you're quite knowledgeable of the lore of your past. Is there
Yeah,
any weapon
I should
we
be.
might? Is there any weapon that we might be able to obtain from this tower prior to leaving? Anything that you may know of?
Oh, well, no one has had need to activate that tower for quite some time now. As you know, it was used in the time of dragons and not since. In fact, I'm not even sure anyone around here even knows how to run the thing if it still does.
Would you allow us access to the tower to maybe study it a bit more before we head off to the mines and onward to our journey?
He says, absolutely. You will find that the door is always unlocked for visitors to tour the tower.
I am key that everybody leaves. I slam. Well, hold on. I'm still standing. I come back to the table.
Many things, sir.
Allannia is still. Yeah. I say thank you. I don't even say thank you. I just leave, and then I approach the table and I say, "We must go to this tower first before adventuring into the mines. I believe in my gut that something might be there that we could use before entering." And then I ask the acceptance of the rest of the table whether they agree or not, or whether we move.
There are a few things that I agree with my brother on, but this, however, is one of them.
And Rellya says, perhaps we should leave our curiosities about the tower till after we complete our mission, don't you think?
Dalton, what say you?
What say I? I throw my hood back, and I say unto you, what smote the dragons was the power of God, the power of the sun. We have no time to study such artifacts made by man. Let us get our quest upon thee.
Thinor?
Let us go to these mines. What say you, party? Let us go. We have wasted enough time here.
So that's 2 yay, 2 nay. Thinor's the tiebreaker.
Rellya says, about time someone was...
I follow Allannia wherever she goes as long as I can watch from behind.
Oh, God.
Oh my goodness. That's my sister, you perverted. You know what? I'll keep my tongue tight. I changed my vote. We need to move forward to the mines. It's important that because as long as Thinor walks in the front, I'm okay. So I am the third vote to say we move to the mines, and that's what we should do. As
Okay.
the democracy of a party, that's what we should do.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm in the front of Allannia, so I don't get to change positions.
We
Thank you,
need,
Kyle.
we need to change Ronin and Thinor. You need to fucking
okay.
change your spot, bro.
Thinor,
Fuck up there, dude.
Thinor's going to be in the lead.
Yeah,
What's
you
with all
can
these
take the
horny
lead.
males in this party?
Yeah.
Jesus, Dalton's the only straight-faced one.
That ass
Good
comment. That ass comment screwed it up, man. Now you're up front.
Yes.
Now I'm
It's all
closer
part of the
to
plan.
I'm closer to Rellya anyway this way. We're all trying to get something here.
Petty curiosities of the flesh.
Yo.
Okay. So we agree
Okay.
after we eat to move. Yes.
So the party agrees after you guys consume your food and you feel nourished. You also know, this would have come out probably with some discussion with Gowan actually, that this mountainous trail isn't too useful to take your horses along. It's quite a daunting task. There's some wagons and some other materials, but normally you would want like a pack animal, like a donkey or something, to really make that ascent and descent. And then, like I said, there's some wagons. They have their own, when they fill things, they bring it down carefully, but it's quite a trip. But that's just where the mine is, and that's also where they found the most yield of silver. Not only are there a lot of farmers around here, but also the main source of why Willowdale is quite important to the realm is the silver mine. They keep a steady supply of silver coming in. So you guys decide to wait until basically you have figured out what the heck is happening to these people when they go up into the mines before you investigate the tower. So you guys head on up the mountainous trail. You head northwest, just as was told to you by, I think, Patrice mentioned it to Allannia and Dalton where the mountainous path was. So you guys are in the know. You know where to lead the party. And, of course, there's even a sign there that says Silver Mine with an arrow that goes right up the trail. So you guys start the ascent. From time to time, you pause. You think you hear some breaking noises, but it just ends up being twigs snapping or just animals, running through the foliage. There's really nothing. You're on guard from here and there, but you guys are a little bit on edge. But the evening comes. It's about 6:30 at this point. And you guys arrive at the mouth of the mine. Now, being 6:30, it's still, you guys are pretty fresh. You guys have all your resources, all your spell slots. No one's injured. But you're not sure how deep these mines go. But definitely there's only 2 of you that have dark vision. The 3 humans, of course, vision in this mine is going to be potentially an issue. So the light spell lasts for an hour, and you can center that on yourself, Dalton, or on some other object. Or you guys can keep to torches or whatever you want for light. But what do you guys want to do about light? I'm assuming you want to go into the mine.
Can I suggest something real quick, Jeremy?
I have dark vision. I can see 60 feet.
Okay, so does Kate.
Light.
Actually,
Yep.
hold on.
Rellya and Thinor are the only ones that have dark vision.
Okay, so
Brilliant.
I have light.
Let me suggest something real quick out of character. If Dalton casts his light on either Rellya or Thinor as the front party, not only will we be able to see as we move through, but they're going to be able to see through dark vision. It will give us some light as we kind of like a torch on our way through. Is that a bad assumption? Does anybody else agree?
But it only lasts for an hour while we travel through the mine.
Well,
Right.
we traveled 3 hours to get there. It's 6:30 now. It's starting to wane. The sun's starting to wane beyond the horizon. When we enter the mine,
Yeah.
we're still going to see some light from the back end.
Yeah,
Actually,
you figure an hour left of daylight, of good sunlight left in the day.
Okay. Regardless, speaking of the character, regardless of sunlight, once we're in a mine, sunlight doesn't matter. How tired is the group?
No, we're totally refreshed, right?
Fresh.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
None
like
of you are tired.
We just ate. We're fully recovered in all aspects.
Yep. You're nourished. You had a good meal.
I feel like we should all grab a torch and use the light spell once we're...
Yeah, do we have? Hold on, let me check my character inventory. Do we have anything like that?
Who all has dark vision here besides me?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
you guys have torches.
Rellya and Thinor.
You guys have plenty of torches. So if you want to do a light spell on a torch, you could certainly do that.
Well, we don't have the ability to light our torch, so we'd have to rely on Rellya to do that for us.
Rellya says, actually, I won't have her say it yet. I'll metagame a bit. Maybe it'd be a good idea if maybe we left a person or 2 out here just in case something bad happens to us inside, and maybe they can go warn the town.
Is that something you want to do?
You want to leave one person behind?
No, it's just an idea.
I don't know. Leaving Rellya behind or someone behind to guard the entrance of the cave in case they hear or see something that happens? Because Rellya has dark too.
No, like, as in, like, set a timer. Like, if we don't come out by this time, then...
I don't know.
Maybe we should just leave a note on the mine.
I don't think that's important.
No.
Honestly, hold on. I think the loss of a character entering mine is worse than him coming and being an asset to the party. Does anybody else agree with that?
Yes, just don't leave him outside. He doesn't want to die.
Don't fucking stay, dude. We're not going to agree on anybody staying out at the border of the mine to warn someone.
Okay.
None shall be left behind. All come in. All shall fight.
Okay, so I'm assuming it seems like light is a pretty convenient way for you guys to have some vision as you move throughout the mine. It lasts for 1 hour, and it's cantrip, so you can cast it as much as you want all day long. Light is not going to be an issue. I believe 2 of you have the light cantrip, Dalton and Allannia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Allannia, could you please cast light on all of your party so we can move through? But we have torches too, right? What's the point of having a torch if we get light cast?
Well, you can cast light on a torch. And the thing is too, if you guys wanted to quickly put out your light, what actually happens, because you have a light source and it's emanating out in like a full spherical area, right? If you were to put that away into some container that would block all light, then there's no light. You would be essentially sheathing the light. And then when you wanted light, if there's still duration left on it, you can just simply pull the torch back out.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to put light on my stick.
Well, hold on a second. The problem, though, is that, look, I have a feeling that some shit's going to creep up behind us. Could I recommend that one of you will leave an object, whether it's a rock or something, as we pass through these mines and cast light on these rocks, since it's a cantrip, to lead a path of light as we move through it? Is that
Could
impossible?
someone just touch the wall and cast light?
Then you gotta think also. You really think that we're gonna be in and out in just 1 hour?
Well, okay, hold on. So if you read the cantrip spell, if you cast light again, at most you're going to have 2 light spells active. I'm just meaning because it's a cantrip, you can cast it as much as you want, but the previous instance will fade away. You can only have 1 instance of it active at a time.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So
really?
it's not like dropping
Yeah.
like glow sticks as
No.
like a rail or something. Okay.
Exactly. It's not like dropping light sticks.
Okay. Then never mind.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
it
Yeah,
does
the spell ends if you
say
cast it
that.
again or
Yep.
dismiss it as an action. So
The only problem I have with pulling out a torch instead of my long swords on my main and offhand is that I'm gonna be preoccupied with a torch in my hand and not combat ready. So I don't know if you want to.
well, you could always drop it on the ground. You could always just drop the torch where you're at on the ground, and it costs you nothing. You can drop whatever you're holding.
Let me ask you one more question. Can I replace one of my main or offhands with a torch and have one weapon
Sure.
at the ready?
Absolutely. So you can have your main hand that you're getting, you can attack with, and then your offhand, you would just be holding a torch.
It would take a turn for me to swap from that, or would it take like speed to swap to my main weapon during a combat phase?
It's a free. You
Hey,
get
listen,
one free
listen,
object
listen,
interaction.
I have an entertainer's pack and I have 5 candles. In my entertainer's pack, we could use it.
You have candles?
Yes, I have 5
Would that
candles.
be? Would that be even fucking? Would that be useful here?
What is that, like a 2-foot radius?
Candles,
I
yeah,
don't
like a
know.
2-foot
Well-
light radius.
Yes.
You could use those as light sticks.
Yeah. So candles have a much smaller light radius than.
Although, how much
The light
candles
spell.
do you have, Andrew?
5.
What?
How
His
much
5.
candles- How many? Oh, 5? Maybe, you know what? Keep that in mind, though. Those could come in handy.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
we
keep it-
we can set candles as a waypoint as we go.
Exactly, yep, as a waypoint.
Yes.
Okay, so then as we move through, I think Dalton and Rellya should cast light on a couple of our groups.
That's Allannia.
Yeah, Lonnie.
Yeah,
So
Allannia's.
why don't
So
we cast
where-
light on the 2 side people?
Okay. So you guys are gonna. Okay. So light's not gonna be an issue, but just to, I guess, along the way to help make sure that you guys don't get lost in these mines, you're going to use these candles. You have 5 of them. And we're not going to worry about. You have the means to light these candles, so we're not going to focus on that. So
Okay,
you can place these candles back behind you. I guess if there's a fork in the mine or whatever, then you guys will be able to find your way out.
I was about to
That-
say
okay.
that. I was like, if we reach like a breach with like several paths, leave a candle
Okay.
behind.
All right, so you guys, before you head in, you guys are taking a look around the scene, the scenery and everything, and you notice that there is a gap in the trees where you're at, and you actually have a view of Willowdale down below. It's far, far down below. You could just, amongst the haze of the air and everything, you can see some of the smoke just kind of resting within this little valley of Willowdale, and you can see almost the entire village, and you can see all this farmland and everything. Kind of a postcard type moment. Just an amazing, beautiful sight that you look out and can see. So you guys head on into the mine. And
So, okay, hold on.
okay, what?
So, as we approach the entrance of the mine, Rellya suggests perhaps me and Thinor should travel in front as scouts, as we both have an advantage in dark than you humans. She says, no offense. And you guys can keep the light spell.
I say we stay as is, Rellya, as you have vision at the back and I have vision at the front.
I concur with Thinor.
Alright, well, fuck Rellya's idea. Alright, let's do that.
Okay.
Well, if you were to run into something, hold on.
So you guys head in.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
you guys head into the mine, and right away you can smell the musty smell of earth, just dirt and rock all about you. Occasionally, as you guys are walking through these tunnels, you definitely see there's some worn tracks where there's these hand carts where they've been pushed back and forth multiple times through the mine. There's just these little divots or rivets in the ground just running along. And you notice boards from time to time just creating an archway all across the tunnel, no doubt to be some extra supports to help avoid cave-ins as they were digging the mine. You guys seem to be going quite a ways in, and you notice right away that the ground starts to descend, and you guys can feel that you're just stepping down and down and down. And eventually you guys get to this point where there is indeed a fork in the mine. You guys have been down in the mine following these twists and turns every which way, it seems. And there's a few ways that you do go where it's just a sudden dead end. And it seems like that vein of ore got completely mined out and you guys have to backtrack a bit. But you guys are in the mine and you get to this one place. Let me switch the view.
Yes.
Yes.
Inside
Okay.
that field.
Yeah.
So the exclamation point is where we're at right now? Oh, never
No.
mind.
So you guys are coming up,
Okay.
and there is a fork. And off to the right, you notice right away that there's a sign there. And the other ones didn't have any signs, but this one, there is a sign on this fork to the right. And the sign just says, warning, do not enter. And that's all the sign says. And it's just on a post, and it's sticking in the ground.
What do signs usually mean when they say that? Obviously, we need to enter.
Now,
Well, look, this is what I would say to the party. Obviously, this could be constructed by whatever's been causing the townsfolk to go mad. It's important that we pursue this clear delusion of truth and move towards this side to the right. Does anybody else agree? We need to
Yes,
look
but
up.
I think we should cast light on an item and toss it a ways.
Or light your candle.
Okay, so
It is a
this.
big one.
Okay, so speaking of the character, DM, can we roll like a check on the sign to see how old it is? Like to kind of, hey, this sign's kind of new.
Wisdom?
yeah, do investigation.
Okay, so I would like to roll investigation on the sign to check the age of the sign.
Okay,
I
so
think-
Dalton,
I
you
think-
get closer to the sign, so I'd probably say to investigate it, you need to be like within 5 feet of it so that you can really take a look at the wood and the writing and everything. So go ahead, roll investigation.
I shall check the age of the sign to see what its relevance is.
See.
Do you have a
16.
modifier
Wisdom.
for
Investigation.
Investigation. Oh, actually, you have a -1. Okay,
-1.
so you got a 15. But you look at this sign, and you know it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that this wood is fairly old, and it's been placed here for at least a couple of years. This sign has most likely been here, maybe even longer. Definitely longer than any sort of threat that came upon this village. It becomes clear that whatever is evil is within this mine did not place the sign here.
Well, I don't think evil has come from this way. I believe this was placed here by old miners, keeping us out of range from this evil spot. Let us go the other way.
Now, does anyone want to investigate further?
Does anyone have an investigation higher than 0 or a
Hold
negative?
on. Let me think.
I really want to see. So what's our form?
Hold
Well,
on.
sorry, you cut out there, CJ. What did you say?
I wouldn't, since I'm in the back. I have no need.
Well, Dalton should be moved up close to that area now. He's out of
Yes, he is. Dalton, you're
Okay.
up there.
Yeah.
Just from what you can see, Dalton, let me see what you're... Oh yeah, Dalton, you're actually the most perceptive out of the party. So up ahead here, you notice from the light that's just fading off into this corridor, you see these vertical sections of board just staggered all the way down, and it looks like the tunnel just keeps on going down that way, but you do notice a lot of vertical sections of board.
Could I say, I'm on the far left, kind of holler, not really holler, but yell to Dalton. I'd be like, Dalton, is there any possible way that you might be able to pick up a stone next to you, cast light on it, and throw it down past those boards and see what path lays before us?
Okay, so I'll speak out of character here. So this mine, is it a straight shot, or is it a kind of like a winding down, never-ending path?
This corridor?
Yes.
The right corridor, yeah.
The right corridor.
You don't know. I mean, it looks like it just continues. The boards, if you see where I'm pinging right there, that's where the first vertical board is.
So you don't see past the board.
So you could
Sure.
maybe walk up there and take a peek and see if you see anything down that tunnel, see if it keeps on going or whatnot.
Am I to assume that there's like the fog of warrior in this game in this campaign? So
Yep.
What I said before, maybe it's possible to take an object, a rock around the area, cast light on it, and throw it to try to give you better vision.
Yes, I agreed. I figured that out.
Yeah, I don't want too far range or too far
Could
with
be
the
a
party.
fucking pitfall or something crazy
Okay.
up there. We have no idea.
Okay, so what I will do is I look to the side and I see a stone. I pick up the stone. I cast light. God says, "Show me the way."
Nice.
And I
Okay.
cast this, and I cast the
Brilliant
stone.
light appears at the stone at your hand. And the other light spell that you had, I'm not sure who was carrying that one, but that one fades out.
Okay.
Now go ahead and move your token where you want to move.
Well, I want to where I want to throw, right?
Where do you want to move your character to?
Well, yeah,
from?
so the first board appears about right here, so you could walk up to that board and then throw it down and take a look, or you could just throw it from where you were at. But it seems to be safe.
Okay,
So-
so it seems to be safe here. So I will.
Okay.
The board is here. You said, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I will pick up a stone, laying to my side here, and I will toss light.
Okay. Now there's a lot of obstructions here. As soon as you peek around the board, you just notice like a maze board. So you throw. Now let's see how far this stone goes.
Do I need to roll 20, or is it roll?
No, I'm just figuring that out right now. You toss it. It all depends on the obstacles, and wow, you actually somehow get it pretty far, and it skips
Yes,
down
Dalton.
there, and it goes through some cracks in the board. You know, it must have been a pretty small, more like a pebble that you had casted this on, and you just chuck it down there, and you can hear it just tink, 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 hitting across the ground, and it scatters, and you're seeing all these shadows just cascading and dancing everywhere as the stone just continues to roll. Maybe it's because the terrain is a bit downhill. This stone just continues to roll, and it goes way, way back.
Oh wow!
Good job. Good job, Dalton. I can
Dalton,
always
one
rely
hell of an
on you.
arm.
Yeah, shit. Your fucking right arm is amazing.
Yeah, in
My
fact,
arm is only as good as the power of God, and the power of God is infinite.
yes.
Praise be to your God.
Now your so you don't notice anything right away, but do you want to take another moment? Want to try to like poke your head around and like maybe look some more for any sort of details that you're looking? I'm sure that's probably what you're doing. I don't want to rely exactly on your passive perception here. I would rather you roll an active perception. Now roll an active perception roll.
Wait, can Ronin move 30 feet behind him?
30 feet behind him? Yeah, sure.
So that would be here. Could I move there?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, so I notice he tosses it a far distance. I'm curious.
Someone check for weakness in the structure.
So I move to...
So you notice that Dalton is about to toss a stone, and you start your advance, Ronin, and you walk up just as he throws it, and you hear the stone tumble down and continue to roll. Just click, click, click. You know, it just keeps on hitting, thunking against some wood, because you can hear the sound of stone against wood, and then eventually it stops. And Dalton, you are amazed at how far the stone actually went down. You got a little bit lucky there. But yeah, go ahead, roll a perception because you have the best vantage point here.
Yes. Very good roll.
Now,
17.
what's your modifier?
Negative.
For
Negative. What,
Negative-
-1 and
no.
he's rolling off
No,
them?
it's +5.
+5.
Oh, okay.
So you got a 22. So just it'll be easier and faster, guys, if when you roll, just look at your modifier and just add plus whatever that modifier number is onto your d20 roll, so it's already included.
Okay.
Because Roll20 will show us that you added the modifier. It just saves us from having to look it up.
Yeah,
every
just
time.
letting you know, my page became unresponsive, and it's telling me I've got to shut Chrome down, so I'll be back in just a second. But I'll
Okay.
Kyle's computer.
Okay, sounds good. Now, that is quite an amazing roll. You think you see something that really piques your interest, Jeremy? Dalton. You think you see the somewhat of a tattered remains of a backpack down there.
Mm.
However, you barely can see it. I mean, it's really, really hard to see, and you're thinking that, if someone possibly to look at what you're seeing, they would not be able to see this. It's very camouflaged in with the rest of the boards and the dirt, but you swear that you see somewhat of a tattered backpack way down there. But the problem is there's a maze network of vertical boards, and from what you can tell, it looks like these boards are helping to support the ceiling. You're not sure how easy it would be to maneuver through this network of boards to get to that pack, but it's up to you to decide. Do you want to tell the rest of the party about this? No one knows about it, so
I see a backpack down there. However, by the way the boards look to support the ceiling, it might not be worth the risk for the party. Let us press onward. Let us take the left path.
Thinor says we send Rellya.
No. Jesus.
But maybe a high elf could dodge and maneuver throughout this pathway.
And Rellya looks at Thinor a bit curious, and he says, "Are you that much of a coward? You would send an archer by herself?"
I would only send an archer, but I would only send in a high elf. A high elf has most maneuverability. Don't get me wrong, I believe in the power of God, but however, I'm but a mortal man.
Rellya,
I would weigh in at this point and say, look, yes, there's a backpack. It could be dangerous. Multiple acrobatic rolls may be required to achieve this backpack, but at what cost? But at what cost? Half of us don't even know it's there, and half of us don't even know what's quite down here. There's a dangerous sign in front of you. I honestly agree that we should probably back away and take the left path.
I know, Rellya. What do you want to do? It's really up to you. If you think that you can maneuver around the boards to retrieve this pack, then
I shall go with you, Rellya.
How wide are these boards?
they're various sizes.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, and they is it like a spider web of boards? All that or is it like
Yep.
they're bordered on the left and right, or they're all over the place?
They're all over the place. They're
She's
vertical
gonna-
boards though.
Okay, hold on. Before I can, let me speak out of character. How heavy is Rellya?
Probably like the lightest one I've always wanted to look.
Because she's an elf, how heavy is she?
You gonna try to throw her?
She's 130 pounds.
I'd say we just throw Rellya.
Yeah.
Throw her through the
Oh.
boards.
What is
Break
it?
all the
Okay,
pillars.
Alania's gonna speak up now. I
No,
think
Rellya. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that we should just go ahead and take the left path, because if the miners were attacked, they would have been rule-abiding citizens, and they would have taken the left tunnel in any case and heeded the danger of the signs. So let's leave the backpack be and stay on.
Hold on,
And-
Dalton knows that he sees the path that backpack. There is a path to the left.
Well, let's see if you even see it. Roll a perception check.
Me?
With advantage, because Dalton is there to help try to point it out to you.
Okay, so it's 4. Okay.
Ronin, do you see this pack in the distance?
Let me take a look.
Nope.
With advantage,
I don't
though.
see
So roll again.
anything.
Hold on, roll again, and
Roll.
add in your perception,
Roll another one for my amusement.
which is -1 actually.
9.
Has zero.
You're
Nine.
looking and looking, Ronin. Dalton's pointing. He's like, it's right there. And you cannot see anything. You just see dirt. You see boards. You don't see anything that looks like a pack. So you won't even know how exactly, like how far it is. You know nothing.
Dalton,
you
I
guys are
believe
talking
you're losing
amongst
your mind.
yourselves. Well, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. Rellya's gonna go up to the first board, and she wants to give it a little wiggle to see how sturdy it is.
Okay.
Ah, oh high elf. Come see what you see. Tell us, what do your elven eyes see?
I'm sorry, Rellya. My eyesight may not be good enough to look down the, but I can see your voluptuous figure in front of me.
Voluptuous figure.
Ronin's a pervert.
So you feel that first board, and it seems to be wedged in there pretty good.
Alright. And
But as you look down, you see the light just emanating out towards you from where that pebble landed. You're seeing an arrangement of shadows here and there. And your dark vision, as you shift into your... Well, I guess, sorry, it's not like 2nd edition. You don't have to shift into your dark vision. Keep forgetting that. So your dark vision allows you to look and see, and you just see all manner of boards. And definitely it appears to you that possibly these boards were placed here to reduce the risk of a cave-in. And with the number of boards that are here, the miners must have been definitely pretty scared about a cave-in here. And that's why they put a sign.
Oh, God.
so Rellya looks back at Thinor. She looks at the rest of the party first, and she says, "These seem to be sturdy enough, but..." And then she looks back at Thinor and she says, "But to not chance it, maybe us nimble folks should go first and scout out ahead, just in case."
Okay. Now, just to let you know, when you go past this first board, which will actually start if you go into this square here, it is considered difficult terrain for you.
Okay, hold on. But before he goes, I would like to cast a spell upon him.
Sure.
And that spell would be this one.
Guidance. Nice.
Guidance. He's in range distance.
Ooh. Oh yeah, he's like she is right next to you.
Yeah, give him an extra ability check. That actually works well. Sweet.
So I open my tome as he prepares to go and voice the distance. I flip the page. I say, here's the spell. Rellya, I give you this spell. Guidance. May God watch over you as you go upon this journey by yourself.
Okay.
Blessed be you.
So Rellya, are you wanting to go and try to maneuver through these boards and get that pack?
Well, she's gonna wait to see if Thinor's gonna come. So what's Thinor gonna do?
Thinor is going to walk to Rellya and class Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's buff you up, Rellya.
Can you link the spell?
Yeah, hold up.
It's an ability, but yeah. So I'm putting a purple token on you. Mark off an inspiration, Andrew, off your sheet.
Okay.
And okay, so here's how this is going to work, Rellya. This is difficult terrain, which means we will be resolving this in 15-foot increments towards that pack. You are going to have to make acrobatics checks. Only I know how many failures you can actually sustain before your bumping into boards will cause a collapse of a section. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
The fuck? Well, at least Dalton cast guidance on you. That helps.
I should have cast Sacred Flame on him instead. Damn it.
Well, the guidance gives him what's this?
Well, Sacred Flame would have been better.
Well, this helps at least. It's not a
Wait,
complete
Sacred
waste.
Flame isn't. I think Sacred Flame is an offensive spell.
It's a dexterity spell.
Oh no! This is a damaging spell. This damages people.
Yeah.
So Sacred Flame, the target does not get benefit of cover.
Oh, okay, I see
Basically,
that.
Right.
a
yeah.
jet of radiance, like fire, like descends down upon their heads, basically, and does radiant damage.
Okay, never mind. I wanted
Yeah,
to.
guidance was really good because when he's going through their rolling ability check, he gets
So
to roll an additional D4.
So, Dalton, you are concentrating. I should note that until the spell ends, which is when when she decides to use this on a roll, and she will get to decide when she wants to roll the d4.
All right. Who's ready for me to die?
Is guidance is a one-time only thing?
Yeah,
One
as soon
D4,
as
that's it?
yep. So as soon as he decides that he wants to use the guidance d4 die, then the spell ends.
Okay. Good
So
luck.
he'll get
Rellya.
it for one check. Okay, Rellya. First, let's see if you can even see where the pack is, because Dalton's pointing. He's saying, "Look, it's right there." Go ahead. Go roll a perception with
Wait.
advantage.
Wait.
It's really hard to see. So
Oh, so my improvision wouldn't even help then.
there you go. Second edition again.
Oh,
Your
did I-
dark vision.
Oh my gosh, my dark vision, yeah. Wait, I can't see that with my 60-foot improvision if I get to that.
No, it's a maze of boards. Like I said
Oh,
before.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay, yeah.
I wasn't gonna manually put every individual board on this
Yeah,
map.
yeah,
That
yeah.
would have taken
So-
freaking forever.
An
But-
active perception, you say, right?
With advantage.
Maria, by the way, I can't see your webcam. It seems to be off.
You
Oh,
can't know
that's
I don't
weird.
know if you know that.
Mine's on. Let me reconnect. I can see yours just fine. Me out?
No.
There
I
we
see
go.
it now.
Now I see you.
There we go.
All right.
Good
Rellya,
luck.
Active
So,
perception
we're
check.
gonna start right here. So it's 15-foot increments. Yeah, and we'll just move you in like a straight path closest towards the backpack. So go ahead, roll.
Did
roll
I hear I
acrobat-
had advantage
Oh wait, no,
or
roll a perception first with advantage. You haven't done that yet.
advantage? Okay.
So Casey, can I step forward and pee on the boards once you get in there?
No, my goodness.
No. The lady's present.
Hold on, my page is unresponsive.
Oh, that happened to me earlier.
What the?
Okay, here we go. With
Okay.
advantage.
With advantage, your perception.
Gonna roll twice.
Yes.
Okay, you see it. You see it. Yeah, Dalton's pointing, and you look, and you're squinting, and sure enough, you think you see what looks to be a tattered corner of a backpack right in between where two boards are.
And she kind of perks up and she's like, I can. And then she kind of gets a grim expression and she says, oh no, hopefully it's just nothing but an old backpack. And she begins to move forward.
Okay, so with the first check, go ahead, move up 15 feet wherever you want. You try to maneuver around these boards.
Go right there. Maybe you'll go right there. 5, 10. Okay. So like
Cut
right
yourself
there.
off from 5
Yeah.
feet. There we go. All right.
Okay, so roll an acrobatics to see how well you did.
Oh god, don't fuck this up, dude.
I remember the last time.
Ronin
All
screams
right.
from the back and he says, "Remember those mountains you tried to climb earlier?"
I can't see it.
Oh, hey!
Is that a 10?
It's a total of 15. So, do you want to use a D4 on that, or nah? Never mind.
No.
I'm not going to do that to you. That was a pass. So
you.
you managed to maneuver successfully around these boards, and there was one section in particular that was very tricky. And because of your slender frame, you were easily able to slide in between the two boards and get to where you are now. So go ahead.
All right, move
And move another 15 feet.
Move another 15 feet, but
Woo! I like this. All right.
Ronin screams from down.
Hey, so I have a question. If he goes to die, does he get to use my D6 on himself?
His choice. He can use
Here I am.
that inspiration whenever he wants. So he has inspiration and guidance, which maybe let's mark
I
the
will
guidance as
make-
well. So you
Yeah,
have
I
a
will
yellow
make
and a purple token on you.
Yeah.
Rellya.
Oh,
All right. I'm gonna use.
You have a D6 from Thinor.
use the guidance, bro.
I'm gonna use the guidance.
Wait, what's your total? Hold on. You rolled perception. You're supposed to roll
Oh
acrobatics.
crap. Oh
Yeah,
crap.
we're looking back, dude. Damn.
My
Wow.
bad. I know. Shit, get my crap together. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right.
Can I keep that?
Okay. Well done. You had no problem maneuvering through those boards. Definitely not a single bit of dirt fell from the ceiling.
Okay.
Yep, you're very light on your feet.
Right
Did I make it all the way through, or is there more beams?
Yeah, look at that, bro. 15
You know
feet.
what?
right next to it.
Move yourself another 5 feet for free since you rolled a 20.
Oh, thank you, good sir. All right, there I am.
All right. One more.
All
There's
right,
a large
so,
cluster of boards. You now can. I'm going to reveal the rest of this.
now I'm going to use the D4 guidance spell.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll chant to the
Oh,
background.
good. All right, I'll keep that. So I got 15 acrobatics. I'll take that.
Okay. 15 acrobatics.
And I use
Hello?
guidance so you can
Okay.
take that off.
You see these two boards, and you're thinking, "Oh boy, I might have to be really careful here." And you see a cross beam up there too that's connected to one of these vertical boards, and you're thinking, "Wow, that's kind of hokey. Whoever did this." But you're thinking maybe you can make it between these two boards, but if you were to nudge it too hard, it might cause a couple of cross beams up top to collapse, and that could cause like a chain reaction. And that definitely you don't want to have happen. But
Thank
you
you,
easily
Dalton.
squeeze in through these two boards with like a master thief, and
could hear
you
that.
get right next to the backpack. And right away, you notice at your feet, it's partially covered with dirt and other things, but this backpack is partially submerged in the dirt, and you also see a bony hand.
Nice. I could hear the whispers of Dalton's God in my ear, telling me not to fuck up, so I didn't. Heck yeah.
So you see a bony hand, and it seems like this backpack, someone must have came in, probably not heeding the warning of the sign, went poking around and caused a collapse and
So bony
died.
hands. Does this look fresh or old? Do I need to do an investigation?
Old. It looks old.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Well,
Something I just want to mention real quick
It's
is
not
that
fresh.
if there was a fresh collapse or somewhat of a recent collapse, we would have seen evidence of that, right?
Yes.
Oh, this.
There's been no evidence of a recent collapse at all.
So, she's got to take the backpack.
Okay.
Search for
And
inside.
there's a few cracking noises as you hear bones snap and crack as you pull the pack away from this brittle skeleton that is partially submerged from this dirt and stone. And you pull up the pack and you hear some jingle of coin, and you even fill the pack quickly and fill a few objects inside.
Okay. Audio, come back. Rellya.
She'll just take the whole backpack.
Do you want to look at the pack before you take it back to your companions? Your choice.
Nah, she figured it's better. She'll wait until she gets back. She'll just take the pack, give one quick look around, and try to make her way back as carefully as she can.
You're so nice.
Yeah, you got to make your way
I know.
back.
I don't believe me. I stopped for.
Dude, you got an acrobat roll your ass all the way back to us. That's gonna be
Yeah.
difficult.
Do I?
Now,
Yeah.
roll. Yeah, you've been doing pretty darn good. And hold on, you used the guidance, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
did.
Gone.
You have one inspiration
I
from
need to
Thinor.
make the same roll again, but nothing's changed. Okay, all right. Well, I guess I do have a backpack.
Ronin screams from down the corridor without too loud of a yell to cause an avalanche. And he
Put it this way: the path that you
Really?
went, you were light on your feet. You were having to like use your skill and knowledge, but there's no guarantee that you can behave the same way the same time. Again. Right? It's kind of like when you shoot 2 free throws in a row, because you make the first one, are you guaranteed to make the second one? Absolutely not.
make it back safely, Rellya. We need you here. Ooh.
Don't
No.
use it. That's a pass.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna keep it. Just gonna chance it.
I'm not going to let you burn an inspiration on that. You
I won't.
know that. Okay, so you maneuver the same way that you came, and you avoid a lot of these dodgy-looking boards. Go ahead, move again.
Yeah.
Yes, Rellya. Yes.
Alright,
You're so close.
let's go right here this time. Okay.
Roll.
But I did.
Yes, yes.
Dang, man.
Thank God.
You're on it. Don't bother rolling on the last one because it is impossible at this point to cause a collapse. So
Okay.
even if you're to like kick the board, so
Alright.
So how much
She
longer
kicks the
are
board
we
and says, "Fuck you, mines."
Okay, as she comes, as she comes into visual distance, like, hurry, come with haste. Let's go.
Yeah, and she has a backpack in her hands, and you guys can even hear the clanging of coin.
Yeah,
She
she
comes back and she says, "I'm afraid this backpack and body is a little too old for anything recent to have happened to it." And he says, "All I could find was this." And she tosses the backpack down.
And I say, what speed and what grace the high elves have. What treasures have you found in this backpack that I spotted in the distance? What do you bring to your company?
Rellya, indeed. I heard the coin jingle, but what else could be in this backpack?
Okay, so Rellya, you look inside.
Yeah, I'll look inside.
Okay, so you see some smaller pouches. They each seem to be full of coins. There's a bunch of gold in here. I'm not sure you guys really spend the time to count it at this point. But there's a bunch of gold. You see some pouches full of silver coins. Floating about inside the pack, you notice that there is a blue gem. You're not sure what it is or how much it's worth, but it's about the size of your... smaller than like what we would call a golf ball, right? Like it's smaller than that, but it's a pretty decent sized looking gem, although it does have a pretty sharp crack in it. You're not sure if that was caused by the collapse or something, like just the weight of things falling that got cracked. But to your surprise, you also then notice there's a box, and the box does seem intact. It's a wooden box. Do you open the box?
Well, hold on. Wait.
check.
Check.
You want me to
Check. Yes. Use magical protection.
Would you like me to use
Can you
detect
tell me
magic?
that? Because I'm just going for it.
No, Allannia can move close and use magical
Do you
whatever the
want me
fuck
to
on the
detect
box.
magic?
Just to make sure. Anything can happen here.
Are you going to tell Rellya that? 'Cause I'm going.
Actually,
Allannia.
speaking out of character, DM, do we sense any evil from this pack?
We can't unless we actually roll it, right?
No, you don't sense anything evil from the pack, no.
Rellya's
Normally to
bullshit.
sense stuff like that, though, like some classes have certain class abilities that allow them to detect evil. So there's a spell that will allow you to detect evil. Paladins have like an ability that lets them sense the aura of evil.
That's good.
But yeah,
Rellya opens
you
it.
guys don't know if there's any evil emanating from the pack or not.
Can
Or
I
from
just
the box.
detect magic
Rellya
on
opens
my
it.
hat?
Okay.
You
It's
can,
late.
but no, you don't have it prepared. So detect magic will take 10 minutes for you to cast.
Okay.
Never mind. Just let him open it. Let him open it. Fuck it.
Because
Let's go.
because I'm holding the pack, I'm open.
Yeah,
Okay,
let him open
so
it at his own
You
risk.
guys are wondering if magic stuff, and all of a sudden you hear a creak as Rellya opens up the little box. And inside Rellya, right away, you can't help but smile because you see these 3 vials inlaid inside this box. And there's like this velvet-like looking cloth that is like cushioning these potions, as it looks like, inside this box. And these potions have this reddish-like color.
Is it similar to the one that we found earlier?
It does not appear to be. The one that you found earlier had like these different layers about it, right? Like
Different densities.
like
yeah.
brown
Can I-
colored.
This would be an arcane check, so I can't do it. Right?
Yeah, hand it to Dalton right there next to you.
Yeah, I'll hand it to Dalton. I like him the best so far. And
All right,
Rellya says, Dalton, can you look at these?
Actually, my
Investigate and identify
Marcana-
Dalton.
Marcana's a -1.
That's okay.
You still can roll high, man.
So here's the thing too, guys. How I usually do this is I take into account your character's background and expertise and what they are, what they've been exposed to in their lives to help me determine what the DC should be. I don't always use the same DC number for everybody. Sometimes I modify it because it just makes a lot more sense to do that.
Okay, so I extend my hand. Rellya, what do you hand me?
I'm going to hand her the first one. So are they all the same, or are they?
They look identical.
I'll just hand her one of them, or hand him one of them, then. And
And they're
I'll
all-
say, try this one.
Okay,
They're all red.
Let me
Yep.
view this precious object.
Okay, so you pull one of the potions out, and go ahead, roll your Arcana.
Well, 20 big guy, come on.
Oh God, what do you reveal with this?
D20 minus 1, come on. Oh my gosh.
Oh!
6. Holy shit, you don't know
It
anything
was a
about him.
1.
You are not too sure, actually. In fact, maybe you're not even really too interested to look at it. Maybe, Dalton, maybe
You can
the
pass
reason why you failed this was because you're just kind of wanting to get on with it and to, you're wanting to make haste deeper into the mine. So, I don't know, for whatever reason, Dalton, you're just not really paying much attention.
Ronin,
Yeah, that was just a really bad roll, so I can't.
I give this little attention.
Don't know.
Maybe we should not pay too much attention to this.
Dalton, how
Object.
foolish could you, Dalton, how foolish could you be? Let me move forward and take this from you. Maybe I might be able to understand what this is. I've got an Arcana +1.
Ronin of many sin, if you think you can best this object better than I can, please feel free. We must make haste.
Out of character, I know that doesn't make much sense, but I'd like
Allannia, though. Allannia is good at Arcana, so it would make
Well,
sense to hand it over to the wizard.
hand it to me, and I will move back, and I'll hand it to Allannia.
Bring me the vial, brother.
My sister understands Arcana more than anyone in this party. Let me hand it to her.
Right,
And I
Allannia, go
hand
ahead,
the
take a
vial
look.
to Allannia.
Arcana on the sheet.
Yeah, so she has a +5, so that's a 17.
Yes.
Allannia, you are pretty sure that as you pick up the vial and you actually take the stopper off and you smell it, and then you swish the liquid inside and you see a faint shimmer go about. And Dalton, for some reason you didn't think about swishing the potion, and that probably would have tipped you off exactly of what this was. But you rolled like a 5, so you just were like, we just need to get on with this. Like, we're spending too much time. And so, Allannia, you take the time and you swish the liquid around, and it gives off this faint shimmery glow about it through the liquid. And you're pretty sure this is a healing potion.
Yeah.
But from the strength of the shimmers in this potion, though, seems to be quite strong. So you're thinking this is a more powerful version of a healing potion.
Ah.
Allannia,
Well,
my sister. I
What do you
believe
say to
this.
everyone?
I believe Rellya has found us a very antique and strong healing potion.
My sister,
Yep,
would you
and
mind
all three of these are
possibly
the same.
sharing these? Would you mind, sister, possibly sharing these with some of the weaker health members of this party? Possibly keeping one yourself and handing them one to Rellya and one to Thinor for their keeping, just in case in combat something nasty happened.
Rellya says perhaps to the ones who don't have any healing resources, we should give those to them. And she goes ahead and takes one for herself to put in her pack.
Okay, here you are, Rellya.
So,
Hey, I found the deck, got the damn thing.
yeah, no goddamn. At least give Rellya one. She fucking acrobated her ass off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Rellya and Allannia, you taking one. So, write down on your character sheet, Potion of Greater Healing. And when you use an action to drink this potion, it will restore 4d4 plus 4 hit points.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's like full life.
Oh, that is awesome.
Give the third potion to the bard.
Yeah, who do you want to give the third
Okay,
potion?
Thorin? Or Thinor?
Hey,
Give
hold
it
on,
to
Rellya
Thinor.
has it. Rellya has it. She will just
No.
please. She
Allannia
has
Allannia has all
Doesn't.
3. She
No, she
handed one to
doesn't.
you.
She only has one.
I only have
I
one.
gave her Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Allannia only has
Alright.
one.
Okay,
Rellya
Rolls
has.
and Rellya, please disperse the last potion
She
if you don't
takes
mind.
the last potion, and she reluctantly sighs and walks over to Ronin, and she says, I think you should have this.
Well, my thanks, young lady. I always knew you had an eye out for me one of these days.
And she looks like she wants to punch you, but she just moves away.
Yeah. I do have a healing, though.
We both do, Tar, but we're not healers, is what I'm trying to say. We don't have
Okay.
Yeah.
Make haste. we
Well,
are
thank
taking
you
too
for
long
the
to
fucking
discuss.
potion. I appreciate it.
Question real quick, DM. Am I supposed to put this under my, like, where it says mods?
So on bio,
Yeah.
If you go to the bio,
I
if
see
you
it,
go
yeah.
down to the so you are holding the Bugbear potion. So underneath that on the treasure block, you can put potion of greater healing, and then put 4d4 plus 4 HP, one action. So it takes an
Potion
action
of
to drink
greater
it.
healing, 4d4 plus action.
You know, I think out of the other two times I played this, no one's ever gone.
Nope. Everyone just they listened to the sign and said,
they
"Nope,
didn't even
we're not
follow
messing
it.
with that. Let's go."
That's hilarious.
So no
Potion
one
of greater
has-
healing, 4d4 plus action. Got it.
This is the first group that I've played that actually retrieved this backpack,
Hell yeah.
which is pretty cool. So
Yes. All right.
All right.
Good job. Good job, Rellya. You are a beast.
You are not useless.
all right, so you guys
You are
got
not as
those.
useless as I thought you were. Oh.
You guys got those potions recorded, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I have them in my
got it.
info sheet.
Okay, so we need to get back. So Dalton, your concentration is ended. Rellya, you used your inspiration. So Rellya, I believe, was in the back.
Did my inspiration run out? What is it? 10 minutes?
Didn't?
I never actually used it. I used the guidance.
Yeah, it's gonna expire.
It's gonna expire. All right.
Yeah, it's going to.
Okay, so I will speak to, because we're about to press forward. Unless we got a character DM.
Mm-hmm.
So I will speak to Thinor and ask him to leave a candle at this location.
At this junction. Okay. So you guys do. He pulls out one of the candles, and you guys light it. And the candle.
Thinor, let us a beacon. Make sure we do not lose our path.
Yeah, sure. So I don't know how to put a candle there, but I have 4 candles left.
No, it's fine. So you place candles. Actually, you guys had to place one before, so you have 3 left.
Okay.
But that's fine. So you guys continue down the left corridor. Now you guys, again, are just going through these different sections. There's a lot of dead ends where you have to end up backtracking because it looks like they did mine there at some point. But you guys notice you're descending farther and farther down into this mountain. There's lots of sharp rocks here and there that you guys come across where the miners definitely try to keep to the softer earth and trying to follow these veins of ore that are in the rock. From time to time, you guys notice some pickaxes just leaning up against the side. But you guys eventually get to this one point where it levels off a bit, and then there is a whole bunch of stone, like a bunch of rocks, just littered all over about the place. And you guys see what looks to be like a pit. It's almost like a hole up ahead.
DM, can you advance this on the map?
Well, you'd have to throw a rock up there or something. We need illumination, man. This is like fog of war here. I have no idea what's going on.
No.
No. We're in a completely different section of the mine. So ignore this map we've moved off of. We're now far away from this map. I can't show you the next map until we get to a certain point. We're almost there. But
Okay.
yeah, so you notice all these stones everywhere, and there's like pit in front of you guys, like just this dark hole. You peek down, and Thinor, since you're in the lead, and you can see that there's maybe about just an 8-foot, maybe 7-foot drop down to the next section down below.
Yeah, yes, I tell my party about the drop.
Yeah.
Actually, DM, how much time has passed since our last encounter with the backpack until now?
About probably 25 minutes.
Okay.
But you guys have been in the mines probably closer to about 45 minutes at this point. So about 25 or 20 minutes to the backpack, and then 25 minutes from the backpack to where you are now. So yeah, we'll just say a good 45 minutes you guys have been traversing through the mines.
All right, can I roll a perception check to check where we're at on the map to look anything ahead?
Well,
We have a
Dalton, did you see the message that I sent you?
Okay, so I notice, and I approach this stone.
Well, you pick it up. It's a fragment.
It's quite smooth. This
Yep.
is not something that would be made by man.
Okay, you guys are looking, and Dalton says that. You look over and you see that he's holding a big section of stone in his hand, and sure enough, this stone looks super smooth. Like, this is not normal just stone that would have been dug out of the ground or chipped away. It is completely smooth. From looking at this as well, Dalton, as you pick it up and look at it, you notice that there's some runes etched across a section of this piece that you're looking at.
Very old runes indeed. I have not seen this. That's my early teachings in the Holy Light. Perhaps they are dark runes.
Investigation.
Okay,
Actually,
Allannia, you're standing right there, and you see Dalton picking up this up, and he comments that there's some runes, some arcane runes on the stone.
May I see them, Dalton? Do you mind?
Yes, you may, Allannia. Please, look at these. You are skilled in arcane magic.
So,
Okay, go ahead, roll in Arcana.
Oh my god.
is that a D20?
Yes.
Yeah, roll D20 plus 5.
5. There we go.
Make it interesting.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
I was about to roll on 3. What the fuck?
Awesome. Okay,
Oh
Like-
my god.
Light guide you, Allannia.
so
Light
a total of a
guide you.
21.
Holy crap.
Okay, you're noticing that there's actually some runes on both sides of this stone. On the other side, though, one's clearly kind of worn away. The other one is more intact. One is harder to read than the other, but there's definitely some arcane runes on both sides of this stone. And it looks like it's actually, the runes went on, but this is just a fragment of that. Like, there are some writings across a larger section of stone. This is just broken off. And you quickly deduce that from the pickaxes that are nearby, these miners must have come across something interesting, and they decided to chip their way in. Because you're seeing the chip marks on this stone on some of the pieces about your feet, where they just went to town on this thing and got inside whatever this was.
Okay,
But
speaking of the
because-
character, DM, as you said, they were axing away. As I noticed this rune, is there any kind of depictions like they kind of hammered through it too hard?
Because your perception is so good, you definitely notice that there's other similar smooth stones, but there's some like pickaxe marks all over on some of these stones. The fact that there's some pickaxes just laying right there, you were also pretty sure that this was no accident. They came across something like a stone tablet or stone wall or whatever this is, and broke through it. But you also notice too, Allannia, you're rolling a 21 here. You also notice that this stone has a slight curvature to it, and that's what is most interesting to you about this. Is it's just not flat. It has somewhat of a curve, and if you, in your mind, you're kind of piecing this together, that if you were to take a lot of these sections on the ground and piece them together like a puzzle, you'd start to form like maybe a hemisphere or a dome, and that seems quite interesting to you. Of course, your mind starts reeling and thinking about, wow, I wonder what these phrases are and what they say. And as you're looking, you can tell right away. You notice some of these markings they tell you from your studying that this is like a protective magic that was at work here, like abjuration magic specifically. This combined with some enchantment. So you think...
So did they break the enchantment and protection once they broke through the wall? Is that what I'm...
Yep. You're not sure. You know that there's some magic that definitely can withhold against like a pickaxe. So you're not too sure how maybe they broke through that, but you also know that magic can grow weak over time. So maybe it just became weak. But you think Yeah, a long time ago, this stone was constructed to maybe form to keep either something in or something out. You're not quite sure.
My sister, please roll perception on these stones, on this stone
Can
wall.
you share the information that you found, Aleli or Alana?
Allannia, can I share? Don't know if I want to.
Yeah, you don't have to relay any of that I just told you to. You could just tell them what you think they need to know.
Just, if you could, my sister, please roll perception. These stones look mysterious and eerie.
Roll perception.
I wonder how that looks when Ronin looks and says, "My dear sister, please roll a perception."
Like, please take
Please roll
20 and roll perception across this cave floor, and please take a deeper look into these stones, if you don't mind.
Oh, man.
Yes. Good job.
Nice perception system. Knew you were around here for something.
Well, you didn't need to roll a perception, but
Oh, I didn't?
no.
Why did I do that?
So
Brother,
yeah.
you fool!
I'm a foolish
So just
man.
typically in D&D, the DM will have you roll a skill check when it's required.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sorry.
because a lot of
brother.
times players might
Sorry,
assume
sorry.
things and start like rolling skill checks when it's really not necessary. There's really like nothing here for you to really perceive other than what has already been shared.
Okay, so then I guess I'll just tell the group. It would seem as though that there was an old spell here, though the I cannot tell exactly what it was used for. So I believe we need to, keeping in mind that my main goal is just to become one with the Ruby Legion. I want to keep moving forward. So I say, we need to go ahead and continue on to figure out this mystery.
Wait, hold on a second.
What? I'm not telling you.
I'm just saying, is she in any way possible able to decipher the arcane? Be able to say like whether this is some warning or some demons hiding and lurking?
No, so yeah, I described that. She because of her 21. She knows that, like, just from looking at the runes, she knows that it was basically used as either to keep something in or to keep something out.
Yeah.
So the whole party knows now that this is a dangerous moment, that literally this is some sort of binding spell.
No,
for
the whole
something.
party knows what I decide to tell them.
Yeah,
What
what
do
she
you
just said.
Okay.
She
well,
just
then
said we should
apparently
continue on. This is,
I don't know.
there was strong magic here, and it faded away. And I think that's all she told you guys.
Okay.
Bliss, I like it.
Well, I
Okay.
agree with my sister's arcane ability. I agree that we should move.
So, do you guys go down into the hole?
Yes.
Okay, you guys go down into the hole, and right away, I mean, the ground at first looked just a bunch of stone and rock and dirt. It was just covering up everything. But as you guys start moving through, right away, you notice that something is quite different, which it's pretty hard not to see. The floor at your feet is this blackish obsidian black, and it's completely smooth. And as the cave actually opens up, you see the exit of the cave, and there's a very large, what you would assume to be a cavern up ahead that this tunnel leads into. You notice that there's like sections of white-looking quartz, just like lightning, having the appearance of lightning, just scattered all over the floor. And as you guys move on, the light is just kind of reflecting off of this brilliant black obsidian. And you guys then do come into a corridor, or a cavern, not a corridor, a cavern.
New map.
Yes.
New map. Yes.
Most exciting part of this game. Yes.
And as soon as you guys come into...
What is happening?
My sister has disappeared from the video. Okay, there you are.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so Thinor, Dalton, Ronin.
The map is still loading.
My goodness,
Okay.
it's just a small square.
Oh, such a small square.
So we've just entered from the left.
Okay.
Yes,
so
we just entered from the left. Now I'm going to reveal some more area because people with
More
dark
dark
vision
vision.
is definitely going to see quite a bit more. But hold hold on. So there's 20 foot. Who has a torch with light spell on it? First off.
Ronin should still have his light torch, and
Okay, so that's 40 feet.
Allannia should still have her torch. So there's two people showing up. I do not have one. Ronin does not. No, actually, Thinor
Okay.
does not.
Let's get to it.
All right, being in the front, DM, with my dark vision, I see these rings, these circular
Yep.
contraptions.
So these are actually. This is just a slice. These are actually very large stone columns going from the floor all the way up into the darkness. The roof of this cavern that you guys have entered, you guys can't even see. Not even with your 60-foot dark vision. And it's definitely outside the range of the light. There's just complete blackness up as you look up. And you see these stone columns just, they're big, going from the ground up.
So I turn to my party and I say, perhaps I should sneak ahead, or should we cast some vision with a light spell, Dalton?
Okay, so actually to DM, I think my light spell is still down for now.
Your cantrip you can cast as many times as you want, but every time you cast it, it goes away on the item that you had
Yep.
to cast on last
Yep.
time.
Right.
So I'm
Is there-
assuming Ronin and Dalton have light.
I have
Yes,
light.
yes, we have a torch. We have two
Dalton,
torches.
Dalton,
Okay.
me and you should move.
Okay, so actually I will request, I will say, hey, let me take the lead along with Ronin. We shall walk side by side. As we walk, about... I can do it on
Y'all do
here.
have the torches, correct?
Hold on a second. I can't
Yeah.
click anything. Like, I can't click in the message box. I can't click anything.
Okay, so
Refresh your page, it crashed.
okay, so yeah, let me refresh.
Hold
Is
on.
it 9?
Launch game.
Okay, so DM, can you see my mark? I want
Yep,
to go
yep.
here, so
Okay.
I can move 15 feet.
Yep, go ahead and take a move. I think everyone's kind of in awe of this cavern that you guys have entered into with the look of everything. And you guys can even hear, as you were walking along, you hear this echoing, just resonating out from your footsteps throughout this cavern. There's this echo. And as you move forward, Dalton, go ahead and move your token.
Actually,
Am I allowed to move with him? Because we both have torches?
I'm confused.
Sure,
I thought
yeah,
I have
yeah.
torch.
no, I'm
I'm
gonna
I'm
move.
only going to take 15 feet, Jeremy.
I'm gonna,
I'm
I'm
only
gonna
moving
move
15
here.
feet. I want to
no,
move 15 feet.
I'm moving here. And
Okay.
do I have to take an action to replace? Oh, shit. Damn it.
Okay, so you want to.
I want you to be next to me with
Hey,
your
Casey.
torch active so that we can
That
still
is my
see
name,
around
good
us,
sir.
but I'm going to switch to my other blade while replacing the wood stick.
Okay, hold on. You want us to
Hey,
move
Casey.
forward with our horses active?
No. I want to move from our spots next to each other I want you to have your torch active with light, and I want to replace mine. I want to throw mine down on the ground. I don't know if it still casts light at that point.
Okay, dude.
And
dude,
I want to equip my other
We are
weapon.
we
to
are
my-
we are wasting light spell on something like that.
Well, it's a cantrip, so you could do
Yeah,
it
you can
as
recast
much
it.
as you
You can
want.
recast
You
it
just
however
have
you
one
want.
active at a
I
time.
want one of us to have vision and one of us to be ready, and I'm more battle proficient than you are.
Okay, so
Casey,
so
if
he,
you
so
put the 4
Ron,
things we can do each turn back in the messages.
okay, so
If you don't
DM.
mind.
Okay, so DM. We are battle perspective. We move here.
Okay, so you're side by side with Ronin.
We're,
Yeah.
we are side by side with torch, and once we reach this spot,
Yep.
I would like to cast cantrip light, and I would like to toss it. this
Remember,
way.
you got to touch. It's touch. Okay, so you want to touch. Now, hold on. When you guys get up to there, now, as you guys were talking and moving, you can hear your voice just resonating out through this cavern, and you're hearing your footsteps just clacking against
Olanellis,
this obsidian
maybe you
floor.
detect magic here?
And you guys then hear these noises of these shuffling noises
Ooh,
coming from out in the darkness.
okay.
And as you, Ronin and Dalton, you two get up. Let's take a look here. As you guys get up to your vantage point where you are there, the shuffling noises are getting louder.
Yes. I think you should move ahead.
Okay,
Rellya,
so-
are you gonna come up?
Okay, so we have not ended our action yet, have we? Again,
I think you only move 50 feet.
we moved 15,
No, we moved 30.
30 feet. Okay, so
Was
are
that
we?
30?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we moved 30 feet.
okay, so DM, are we too tired to cast the cantrip?
No, you're not too tired to cast a cantrip. So
Okay.
you cast it on like a
Okay, so
or whatever, and you throw it.
okay, so I look around and I say, here's a pebble. You shall serve the light. And I cast
Okay.
light on this pebble and I throw it. And I want to throw
Okay.
it. I want to throw it in this direction here.
Okay, excellent. So let me.
Just gonna find a bunch of rats. What a waste.
Yep, you were hearing shuffling noises. They are getting loud. And then you smell the stench of rotting flesh.
Oh no, zombies. Ronin says, I smell zombies. Zombies are afoot.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
just
that.
trying to.
A bunch of half-liberal humans on bad side.
Liberal.
All right, so I put a rock out there. So roll me a d20 real quick, Dalton. Let's see if it goes near where you were hoping. It might take a weird hop and a skip.
How do you correlate?
May
zombies
God
with
have my-
liberals?
May God have my side. May the lights have my side.
Good luck with your throw, brother.
And it's arranged, so
Oh,
Oh,
shit. That just like
Yeah,
landed
it
here,
dropped
dude.
at your feet. Yeah.
yeah. And you have a +2 to your dexterity, so that's a whole 5.
whole
That's-
5.
There's much evil here.
Eh,
My
yikes.
goodness. My
That
goodness,
did
Ronin.
not. It
Goodness,
did.
Ronin.
It took a very. So you toss it out there, and it takes a very strange bounce.
It comes right back in.
And it
Boomerang.
actually ends up. You didn't throw it that far, unfortunately, and it took a weird bounce, and it actually just ends up right there. But light is on it, so it's going essentially 40 feet.
And circumference, right?
Yeah, let me go ahead and add the radius on that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the pebble?
Hopefully, we might be able to illuminate the sounds that we hear.
Is anyone going to worry about
Okay.
what those big circle things are? No?
I described that earlier.
Pillars.
Those are columns going from the ground all the way to the ceiling, or you would imagine it would be going to the ceiling, but you guys can't even see the roof of this cavern that you guys are in. You just see blackness and darkness
Oh, okay.
up above.
Gotcha.
It's like a 180-foot roof.
Yep. So here's what you guys see. Dalton, as you throw. Oh wow.
What is happening?
I'm gonna tell. Grab me strength.
Can you see that?
It exited me out of the game again.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see the stone.
Hold up, guys. I want to do something before you head
I
on.
can't see the black. Okay, now I'm starting to see.
Yeah, it's starting to load.
Yeah, it's loading now.
Yeah, I
Okay.
see three and
Is that
4.
an enemy?
Yeah, 3 and 4 enemy. Yeah, I see them.
Okay. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I would like
And 2.
Oh, number 2.
Before. Well, here. This is important.
Can
Dalton.
they see us?
They seem to be headed your way, actually, yes. And considering that there is a light source and you guys were talking and moving and it was causing some noise, you're not a group of rogues or anything. You guys have armor on and equipment and gear. It's all making noise. And as you throw the light stone out there, curiously enough, because it took a bounce down towards the bottom of your map there, it illuminates partially number 4.
Yes.
What you see are these humans. They are wearing these clothes. Some of these clothes seem to be blood stained, but a lot of these clothes also seem to be partially black, like they've been burned. And then you notice some, like number 3 here. He's looks like a normal, average young man, but you notice a piece of flesh just hanging off of his cheek, and you can see his teeth and his bone of his jaw, and he's just coming towards you in a very jerky motion, almost like a limp as he's limping. And they seem, and then you hear this as the light stone illuminates this area and you guys can see these zombies. You then hear them go, and they seem very eager to perhaps snuff the life force from you guys. But most importantly, Dalton, as number 4 is lit up, you notice, to your surprise, this reddish-haired zombie with this reddish beard like a goatee, and it looks like Marcus.
From the light. Marcus has fallen. He is but walking upon the dead.
Hey, DM, I would like to use my disguise kit to disguise myself as a zombie.
Actually, can I roll a perception on what I can see beyond him, or just to kind of investigate him a little further?
Well,
actually, he's illuminated. Can I?
Yeah, you can see him, and your passive perception is quite good. But yeah, you're certain that is, especially since you got up pretty close, within 10 feet of Marcus back at the tavern. Number 4 there looks just like Marcus.
Can I say something real quick to the party?
Yep.
It appears that some sort of phantom troop has taken over the bodies of our fallen victims. It seems that the Mayans are taking the souls of the lonely and the lost, and the people who may have been returning or never returned are lost. Clearly, Marcus back at tavern is not himself, because this is his dead body, active and reanimated in front of us.
So, DM, could I use my disguise kit to be a zombie?
I believe. Well, so a disguise kit, I believe, takes some time to get the resources together to create a disguise, and then yes, then you could try to disguise yourself as a zombie.
How much time would that take?
Well, first, normally it requires an intelligence check to gather the resource. Well, let me see. Let me take a look at your equipment here. See what you
I
got.
don't think you came into this fight expecting to want to disguise.
No, you're supposed to be singing songs to the zombies, bro.
I don't see anything that's really going to help you in trying to disguise yourself as a zombie. Perhaps if you had killed a zombie. Well, if you had tried to kill, or if you killed a zombie and then take its clothes and stuff like that, then you would have acquired a proper disguise suitable for doing that. But
Okay, I would like to share that plan with my party.
No.
I do have a question that's out
you?
of my character really quickly.
Sure.
That potion that I got from that big thing, bugbear. I know that I rolled a dealie for it earlier, but can I roll again now to see if it's something that would be able to help us in this situation?
It's a health potion.
You don't.
No, not that one. It's the bugbear.
You have no idea. Since you have no idea what the potion does, you don't know if it would be helpful or not.
Yeah, we haven't like done any arcane research.
You know that there's tales of some people who, in a moment of desperation, have drank potions that they didn't know what they did, and they just waited to see the benefits or the effects of it after drinking it. But a lot of those people, as you study in the books, are called fools. But
don't drink it.
I don't give it to Thinor.
I say we drink it.
My sister.
So at this point, what do you guys want to do? These zombies aren't. They're definitely attracted towards your direction. That's clear. But Dalton and Allannia, you actually have enough of vision too that as number 4 comes into the bright light right there, you can see as well, since you were there, saw Marcus, that number 4
Yes,
looks
vicious
just
monk.
like. In fact, you're probably squinting. You're like, "What? No way! Like, how can this be?" And you see number 4. Yeah, that's Marcus.
Dalton, do you
Okay.
see what I see?
Indeed, I see what you see. I see the living dead. They are part of the necromancy. They are not part of the light.
How can this
These
be? if
evil
you feel like you're
beings. These evil beings are possessed by something more than just the light. They are perceived by something evil.
So
Indeed.
am I within range?
Something
to
evil is
cast
happening.
Vicious Mercury?
Necromancy is at hand.
Well,
Prepare yourself for battle.
okay. So at this point, I think everyone just needs to make a.
Do you guys share this with anyone else, or is it just like
Yeah, they
start by?
yeah. Allannia says that is Marcus. How can this be? And Dalton is saying these things are under the power of something evil.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
I'm a way back. I don't know how loud they're saying this, or if it's like a whisper, like.
okay.
We're only 30 feet away from each
So
other.
basically, what I'm saying here, out of character,
50 feet away.
I'm trying to rally every one of the teammates together because we are about to encounter something that's evil, and we need to prepare ourselves for battle.
Yes. I come
Hold
up
on.
to Dalton.
As you guys,
and-
I'm just gonna take it as you guys shared. Like the whole party knows that this Mark is here.
We just announced it. Yeah.
So as you guys say that, Rellya's like, wait, Marcus? And she's like, the guy that you met back at the tavern, right? I was like, how is that? That's how. You guys sure you ain't seeing things? As she's ready to draw her bow for a shot.
So should we slay them? Thinor says. Or Dalton, perhaps you could heal them.
Clearly, these are evil creatures that cannot be healed, Dalton. I do believe that God has given you power to cleanse these demon-like folk of their affliction. Clearly, there's something way more sinister involved here.
But our mission is to save the people, not to slay them.
But we don't know our mission, sister. We have no idea what's causing the element. Minus Lee, obviously, our battle resides here. Clearly, these demons who are approaching us, these zombies, flesh-falling creatures, are here to cause us harm. We must fight, and then maybe later investigate what the cause of this is.
So shall we sneak or shall we fight?
I say fight.
It looks like these zombies are like trapped in this pit.
Yes. So I would like to put a combat inspiration on Ronin.
My thanks, good sir. I was hoping you were going to do that. I was about to say, please do that.
Okay, so as I rally everybody together, I realize that these zombies are stuck in some type of pit.
Where's my spell?
But he said they were moving closer to us.
They're moving towards closer to us, but they're in
No. So what I mean is, Dalton.
Zombies are stupid
Remember,
creatures.
you guys climbed down
Shut
6 to
them
7 feet down to get into the little corridor that entered into this room, right?
Right.
If you guys left this room and not fight the zombies, you know that these zombies are going to be contained within this chamber and that there's no risk of them getting out and trying to kill innocent people or anything like that, or getting out of the mines. So what I'm saying is these characters could, in theory, go and handle the issue of what... Okay, if this is Marcus, number 4, the point is, then who or what the heck is Marcus back in town?
Right.
Because
it almost
there
makes me
can't
want
be-
to run back.
There can't be 2 Marcuses. So
Yeah.
who's the real Marcus? Well, you're seeing Marcus right there, and he's quite dead.
It almost makes me want to run back to town through all of our cavern trip and go find out what the hell happened in town.
Because
Well,
what if
and then-
he's actually a demon who took over
hold on.
that body and is
I'm
about
not
to
sure.
attack
Obviously, Marcus in town is clearly humanoid. He's clearly got flesh abound. He's not. He may be
So
mad
perhaps
and
his soul
insane.
is-
demon in human flesh. We know
Yes,
about that
he may be
Thorn brothers.
insane, but
But Jeremy only got within 10 feet of him. Maybe we should go back and kill the Marcus there.
It would take too much time. It's 6. It's after 6, probably pushing 7. It would be till like almost 9 or 10 before we got back, and by then he may have slayed the entire town.
Well, then we should
No
probably
idea.
get back to stop it.
I'm so confused. Okay, so clearly these zombies are in the pit. One of them resembles Marcus. He
Yes.
taken the form of him or stolen the form of Marcus.
Hey,
Yes.
perhaps we go to the real Marcus disguised as zombies.
Okay, so then we all have to decide as a group whether to sit here and fight
'Cause
these
Thinor
zombies
has
in this
2
pit.
costumes and one
Right.
disguised fit.
Well, you know that I know that magic can make people appear to be anything and anyone. So I vote that we go back to the village and make haste about it to check on the village and see who this Marcus character really is and unveil that magic.
I agree. We need to go back to town because this is a perplexing situation. This is a perplexing situation, sister. Obviously, I agree. We need to move back to town. Does anybody else agree on this part?
Yes. Perhaps we should disguise ourselves.
The evil has befallen this pit. Cannot escape this pit.
Hey, just remember, they never saw Thinor or Ronin. We can use that to our advantage.
Well, you still didn't you cast something on me, by the way?
Yeah, she has a combat inspiration. I have.
It's
Ooh,
not
that's-
marked. It's not marked on my
Yeah.
character.
So go ahead, mark that inspiration off. It is going to expire by the time we
by the
get
time we
out
get
of the
back.
mine. So
Okay.
yeah, you used
So
the inspiration.
I take it we're heading out, right, out of the mine. Is that
Yep.
what we're doing? So before we do that, can I launch an arrow to this Marcus real quick?
You want to
Go
launch an arrow at the Marcus and start a fight, dude? What the fuck?
Yes.
I'm fine with
Casey.
that.
It's Casey here. Let's
Well,
do it.
he can do what he wants. Okay, team. Okay, everybody agrees to leave.
I'm
Rellya.
the back line, so before I go, I'm just trying to
Actually, as I see Rellya launch an arrow, I slam my maul down, and I say, "Rellya, do you wish to engage into combat? For you wish to free these souls of their evil spirits. Let us set them
Rellya
free."
says, you guys go on
Yeah,
ahead.
sure.
I just wanted something for myself. And she goes to draw back her arrow.
Yes. Kill them, Rellya. Kill them.
Hold on,
You do
DM
this
question.
time.
I have to ask, what's the radius of the pit that they're in? Is it the bright light that's in the center?
No, they're not in a pit. This whole cavern is kind of like a pit because you guys had to get 6 to 7 feet down through that hole to climb down into this area, right? So the point is these zombies cannot climb out. You know,
So-
it would take some
so if-
intelligent thought to hoist each other up to get out.
So if we were to retreat, there's no way that they'd be able to get out of it. Out of that
Correct.
6-foot
Can
slope.
Dalton
Okay.
climb out at the moment?
and they cannot follow you. Yep.
Okay, so if Rellya is gonna shoot an arrow, which one is Marcus? 2,
4.
3, 4?
Or-
If
So
you're gonna
Rellya-
shoot an arrow at Marcus, it better fucking kill because I don't really know what kind of combat you're gonna initiate us in here.
Well, we were about to enter combat, but I was just giving you, because of time's sake, the chance to, because of how your rock rolled, you actually ended up seeing number 4. So there's a chance here where we don't even have to start this combat with these zombies because you see number 4 right now.
Okay,
And you guys know that it's Marcus.
Okay, so as out of content.
Yes. I think we should kill number 4 and then go back to town to see if it clears Marcus of his ailments.
Okay, indeed. Least
So
attack.
as Rellya drops her bow forward, I say perhaps you should step up and let me cast an inspiration on you.
Well,
So it could be a one-hit kill.
Combat is starting, so you're gonna do the
You know,
initiative check, or what do you plan on doing?
Yeah, you're gonna initiate combat, or you want to do that.
Well,
So I'm giving you the chance to right now to just everyone just leave because you know you have enough space in between you and these zombies.
All right, I'm
That
not gonna even.
you guys
bother
could just
firing
get out.
in.
But if you're
Rellya-
going to stop and start combat, then we got to go through the deck. Because
Rellya-
what if you guys get swarmed before you're able to get away?
This
Rellya
is
puts
the
down her
point.
bow, and she says, "Now maybe we should just leave instead."
Okay. So we leave.
Hold on, I want to mention one thing.
No.
Sure.
Hold on. So we've come down to the caverns deep within this cave, and we've discovered that there's a zombie Marcus. and there's an alive, insane Marcus.
So if we killed a zombie, Marcus, what happened?
What have we learned by discovering a zombie Marcus?
That
Nothing.
there are two Marcuses,
But if
and
we kill the zombie Marcus, then go back to town, then maybe he will heal. And we have
Still.
or
figured
we could
out
die
What magic that you know makes
by all these zombies.
Please.
Well,
let me
obviously
finish
we
my
just kill
thought.
zombies anyways, because zombies are bad.
No,
we
look.
could just no, that's not our mission.
Listen, please let me finish. If
Remember
we
our mission.
leave, there is quite a bit left to discover in the cavern. We're not quite sure what is true, what is not. We see a zombie Marcus. We know a normal Marcus who's gone insane at the tavern.
We
If
don't
we
know who's a
leave-
normal Marcus, brother. That's
If
That's
the
curiosity. Curiosity
Listen, sister,
pushes the
if
movie
we
around.
leave now and we go back with literally nothing from what we came from, what are we obtaining? What
Oh.
clues have we gone from?
Marcus in town cannot be Marcus. He is a fraud.
I would like to send a message to Ronin and I tell him to attack. As one of
I
my
will not attack. I will not attack. I would like to discuss, but my sister is claiming that she believes that the Marcus in town should be investigated.
I
Obviously,
pulled out the ruin that I held out earlier, or that I was looking at earlier, and I find it and I say, these runes that were broken before, I did not know if they held something in or kept something out, but now I do believe that the rune that was broken was trying to hold in a dark evil, and it has escaped and may be taking over the form of Marcus back in town.
Yes, now we know that.
my
Now I want to
goodness,
go back.
sister, yes, all of this starts to add up. I believe we should all flee at this party. Clearly, our task is to go back to town as quickly as we possibly can. Obviously, the townsfolk are at risk at this point. Do you all agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's make haste. Let's go.
Awesome. So
Let's
you
make
guys
haste.
quickly make haste after the little bit of group discussion as the zombies are approaching.
He's like, fuck, finally. Let's get the,
The
hell out of
zombies-
here.
I've been
Yeah.
trying to get you to move.
So the zombies start getting closer, and they are trying to follow on your heels. And Rellya, you were wanting to turn around and get off a shot, but you just realize, no, we just need to get on. And so you lower your bow and you turn around and you make way towards the cave entrance here. So you guys leave this area. Now you guys go the way that you came. Fortunately, on a lot of the corridors, because it was a little bit of a maze in the mine, you have these little candles that are still lit.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thankfully to Thinor. So you guys easily make it out of the cave, and at this point it is of course dark. Now, as you guys look down upon that postcard scene of the town or the village of Willowdale down below, you hear a gasp come from Allannia's mouth. You couldn't help it, Allannia, sorry. As you look down and you see the town is in flames.
Oh no.
What'd I tell you?
You see fires dotting the landscape as lots of houses on fire, and even the main street area, you see some buildings on fire.
And we don't have horses, right?
Right.
No. Damn it.
So you guys probably can just make haste as fast as you can down the mountain.
In 3 hours.
That's what I do.
We should have just fucking killed Marcus when he was in his bed, dude. And we would have avoided all of it.
I told you, man.
Is it possible? I'm asking him. It would have been possible if someone said, "You know what? Just stab Marcus because he's beyond all repair," and this whole campaign would have been fucked.
The time for discussion is not now. Let's make haste down to Willowdale.
I'm
No,
just
it-
curious.
It would have went on. It would have went on. I mean, it could have been interesting, but the thing is, what evidence was there that your character, being who they are and who they represent, why would they suddenly kill or try to kill a miner who had come back? Who seemed
I
traumatized?
can tell you why. Because
Ronin wanted some vagina.
no. Because Dalton, not me. I was away. Dalton is a bringer of the light. He sensed something very deranged and about him. He said, "Let's put him out of his memory and out of his misery," and some weird fucking belief he believes in, and stabbed him in the chest and said he's done.
Okay, well, that's
Like,
not what happened.
Dalton
Well,
never did detect.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Dalton
Okay,
never
well, that's
did
not-
Stone of Truth.
Yep.
That's one thing.
Hey,
And
how do I
if he
whisper to
did
the DM?
think, if he did /W space and then DM and then whatever you want to say. Yes, so that's what's fun about this game is anything can happen. Like the player choices have real consequences to the characters' lives. So
Goddamn
if
you,
that would have
Dalton.
happened in theory, remember Allannia and Dalton were the only ones that were in the and Patrice were the only ones that were in that room with Marcus. If he tried to then kill Marcus could have potentially, being some evil entity, just let loose on you guys in the room. You wouldn't have the help of your companions. You guys probably would have gotten toasted.
Oh god, it's a good thing that didn't happen then. Okay, we shouldn't have left the tavern.
That could have happened though. But then again, that's a possibility. But then again, maybe you guys would have uncovered. Okay, he's actually not a real person. Like he's not human. Anyways, he's not the Marcus you guys think. You would then know that. Maybe you guys could have ran away, and then who knows, right? Like,
or maybe you would have just killed an innocent miner. It was mine. Like, who knows?
He's not innocent.
No,
he's deranged, flopping in a bed, screaming things. Like,
Oh,
unless that's an
hey,
act.
can we go back to town?
I would have jabbed a sword in his face, and then been like, well, and then of course the DM would be like, well, he dodges the sword and emerges as a fucking demon spirit or something, whatever the fuck he is. Anyway.
Okay.
So
Trying
okay,
to get back
so
to this hotel.
you guys now start the descent, right? Down. Let's see, Thinor, are you still in the lead? Or once you guys are out of the mine, what's the formation here?
I would like to be frontline.
Okay, so
Well, is it nighttime or is it daytime?
It's night. It's like
it's night.
10 o'clock
It's dark.
at night.
But since the whole town is on fire, we don't have to worry about a darkness, do we?
Right. When you get down to the town, the whole the fire is going to provide plenty of light.
I think we should put Dalton and Ronin in the front line. Oh, we have to do this formation. Never mind. This is great.
We're doing the flying V. We're good here.
Okay. So you guys get back to Willowdale.
Oh god.
And you guys are
town's on fire.
You guys are breathing a little bit heavy. Okay, now hold on. Before you guys are actually on this map, you guys get down off the trail and you pass a couple of little, farmhouses or miners' houses along the way, and you can just hear the crackle of the flames up ahead, and you can see bodies are littering the streets and the countryside. You see people just laying there. They're not even moving. You're assuming they're just dead, and you even see parts of them just scorched black.
No.
And you hear a scream in the distance, and then you see this woman run around one of these burning buildings, and she's clutching a baby. And she has tears coming down her cheeks, and she sees you guys, and she's just running, and she says, "Help me! Help me!
Rellya, shoot her.
He killed my husband!" And
Okay.
yeah, she says he killed my husband, and she's running right towards you guys because she knows that you guys mean protection.
My lady, please, where is he, and what the hell is going on here? Please get cover. Please seek sanctity behind us. We will vanquish this evil. Please tell us where it came from.
And she says, "Marcus, there in the town, in the main part of the town, Marcus is killing everyone." And she's crying. She's like, and she puts her hand over her mouth. She's like, "My husband is dead." And she's just, yeah.
And water skin and tells her to take a drink and calm down and tell us.
And tell what?
Tell us more. I give her my water skin that holds the water and tell her to take a drink.
Okay. She has a little bit of black soot on the side of her face, and her face is glistening with sweat from the heat, no doubt, of the flames, and her adrenaline. And the baby is crying, and she looks at you and she says, "Thank you. Thank you." And she takes a drink and she says, "Marcus, he's just... I don't know. I didn't know he was capable of such terrible magic and destruction, but he's killing everybody, burning everything. My husband, he didn't even see it coming." And she's like, "What are we gonna do?" And you hear more screams in the distance.
I approached the woman, and I gave her a soft hug, and I kissed the baby on the forehead, and I said, "Please go find safety to the east." We will take care of this for you.
I give her
Please
2
don't
rations and tell her to be on her way.
And she thanks you again, and she clasps her hands. And thank you. May the gods be with you. And
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
she
the
rushes
Lord
off,
on
and
the
you see
tower
her
arms.
just run towards a nearby bush, and she's just like hiding on the other side of the bush, and she's trying to quiet the baby down. Now, you guys make haste towards the main city, the village street,
Sad.
the main street. Now, as you guys get closer, you then see out from around one of the burning buildings, you see a human-sized figure move through the air, and he turns and looks and he sees you. And then he starts to laugh, and you see that it's Marcus, and you see his red goatee, his red hair, just as he looked just more healthy than the form that you saw in the mines. But he is 30 feet up into the air.
Yes.
And this is the main market street of Willowdale, as you see here. So as you guys come up here...
How far is it from the tower?
The stable, the
Well,
inn,
yeah,
the inn's
I will
on
show you
fire.
guys.
Everything's
So
on
you guys
fire.
come into here, and Marcus is there. Now, if you scroll, I'm going to show you a few things here.
Is it possible
Look
I
there.
can still go inside the inn and grab a beer before?
Oh my gosh, the inn is
No,
burning.
I'm just joking.
So there's the Silver Blade Inn and Tavern. It is completely on flames. The stable is almost all the way burned down at this point.
So no
If
horses.
you, the horses are probably dead.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
goodness.
everyone knows.
Our horses are dead.
Now,
No.
if you guys, is it scrolling you guys? It's not doing it on my...
I
If you
can-
scroll all the way down at the bottom of the map,
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
the Dragon's Bane of
yeah,
Tyre.
you're going to see Dragon's Bane of Kyrus, and there's all these individual buildings. Most of these buildings are just like houses and stuff from like miners and other things. But definitely the Silver Blade Inn and Tavern is pretty much the go-to place in the evening for the town. But Marcus comes out and he says, you're too late. And he says, we're all doomed, you fools. I'll burn this whole place to the ground. No one will survive. And he says, and I will start by burning the flesh from your very bones.
Fuck you, Marcus!
Now, he is 30 feet up in the air, and he just seems like a raving lunatic. And of course, at this point, you know that he's just some sort of evil creature. Now,
Where is he located approximately?
Do you see him on the map?
You should see him on the map there. The purple token number 1 that says Marcus.
Okay, I see him now. I didn't scroll to the right. I see him now. Thank you.
Okay.
It's just one guy, right? Come on, guys.
No, it was all the way to the left.
So perhaps we should try to use the Dragon's Bane to save us, or are we fighting?
No,
Like
we
we're
need an archer to shoot him out of the sky.
See that deck? Let's get her going.
Archer.
All right.
Archer, shoot him out of the sky!
First things first now. Final stand. You guys don't know what kind of evil thing this is, but purely his voice completely changed as he did that. As he mocked you guys, he did use the voice of Marcus. Apparently, we're all doomed. And he just sounds completely different. Like his voice is very low, and it almost seems to have like a resonance about it. Like two entities talking at once or something. Like it just has this very strange effect on your ears as he talks. So with that, initiative check, everyone.
Okay.
Even the great Marcus here.
Oh, man.
Hold on a second. Initiative check.
Gary.
1 second.
Okay, so
Pop.
Oh, initiative.
Oh, dang it.
Initiative. So remember to add your dexterity, your initiative modifier.
Oh my
Yikes.
god.
One. Oh my goodness,
Yikes.
dude. Why is Ronin always getting screwed in this? Deck roll, bro.
Oh, I get screwed.
Fucking A, man.
Okay,
None
so
of us are going so far.
Initiative.
Ronin failed. Rellya failed.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. We're all just like,
This is not
Yeah.
good.
what the hell?
Allannia.
Oh god.
Oh, the rolls are not with us tonight.
Nope. Is
How
Dalton
do I roll fucking
No.
Yeah, roll 13.
Oh crap.
Dalton rolled a 13.
Oh, I
We
got
all
a greater.
failed.
I got a greater healing potion.
And guess who made theirs?
Oh crap. We're so.
How many attacks can this guy have? Like,
You're about to find out what he can.
okay.
Yes, I rolled a
well,
13.
Nobody rolled initiative. Oh my goodness. Kidding me?
Well,
we don't.
there are two
No
people
one
there.
made it, but Marcus. That is not
Maybe
good
he'll
at
toss.
all.
Maybe he'll toss something out of building or something.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I need to get this open here. So
Yes. Oh, I have 36 hit points. Hopefully he can't take me out at once.
It looks like Marcus missed an edge right there. It's not quite burning that good. He might get that real quick.
all right. So round number 1. Marcus. He is, and when a fight starts like this, I just kind of like to randomly roll. Focus in on first. And looks like Ronin, you were the lucky one.
Yes. Focus on me.
You being in the lead, perhaps you looking like you're more of a warrior, he might see you as a pretty big threat right now. So he snarls it to you.
Fuck you, Marcus. Give me your best shot.
Casey, I whispered something to you.
As long as it's not
Yeah,
36
yeah.
damage or more.
Yeah. Okay, so he raises up his hands and he throws one arm out, and this jet of flame just streaks out, and there's this ball of fire that it just very
Oh.
fast streaks towards you. And yeah, armor class.
Yes. Hold on a second. Also.
So, Ronin, I would imagine you are already having both, right?
Yes, I have both
Okay.
blades.
Okay,
available.
so you have both blades out. So you leap to the side as this flame just scorches the earth, and you're about to maybe say a one-liner or be smart with him, but then you notice that he then sees that you're off balance slightly because you leapt to the side to dodge it, and he launches another one at you. And
Can anybody
he,
is anybody with a quick action here, or is it just like this is gonna happen?
he throws this ray of fire at you, just whoosh, and it goes right overhead, way too high.
Wow.
Ah, thank God. I
And
missed.
wow.
Why?
Okay,
Holy
now,
crap.
yeah, I'm going to recall all the cards and now shuffle.
Basically, everyone failed their initiative.
We need to ground him before anybody can attack him. Obviously.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
round number 2. Here we go. First card. Shuffle. Huh.
Yes,
yeah.
perfect. Grab
Hell yeah.
that motherfucker, bro. Put him down. Hit his wing or something.
You don't understand.
Well, okay, so you notice that Marcus, he looks like a human, but he's floating up in the air 30 feet. Like, you don't know how he's doing it, but he is flying through the air.
Okay, well,
Look,
let's
he's
put
looking
me-
down on you guys. You guys are
Yeah.
looking up at him.
I'm gonna put myself in a square just for combat sakes, if that's okay, since I'm in the middle of these 4.
Yes, I'm sorry. In fact, everyone should just move to a square.
Okay, I'm gonna put myself in.
Yeah, I'm just
So-
gonna adjust everyone real quick. There we go. Okay, what are you doing, Rellya?
Something
Yeah.
useful, please.
I want to whisper something real quick.
Rellya, please, you're on a
You.
backlane. We need to get him out of the air. Please attack. Whatever you've got to do to descend him. 30 feet in the air. Holy shit.
Yep.
So hard. I can't do anything, man. I'm fucking null from this fight unless somebody grounds him.
Rellya, what you doing?
I'm checking you.
Well, who shouted out about using the tower?
Yo,
Thinor.
Allannia.
Thinor
And
did
Thinor?
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So Thinor, you mentioned we need to get to that tower, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I
But
don't
do
know if
we know
Rellya.
how to use it? The only problem. So we need to get
Right.
We need to get our
So,
highest
Rellya
there.
is looking at everything as it's burning down, and she is going to suggest, seeing that this Dragon's Bane of Kyrus tower looks like the only thing that's not set ablaze, she's going to yell, "Get to the get through the tower!
Get to the tower." Oh my gosh.
So
Alright,
we
She's
need.
gonna say, we need to get to the tower for cover, and she is going to move. Not that way.
is she gonna announce that for loud enough for Marcus to hear?
I'm yelling that.
Yep.
So he hears it. Okay.
So I move right there, and I'm going to let off a shot. No, fuck
Okay.
that. I'm not even. I mean, no, I would do it. My character would. I'm gonna shot.
You're just scared, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Wait. Let me
All
ask.
right.
Hold on. The DM. Can I ask? Where is the actual dragon tower at?
Yes. You have to
Scroll all the way to the bottom of your map.
Yeah, she's directly in front of us. He's between us.
So,
Oh, it's so far away. Oh my.
I'm pretty
It
sure
is.
my range.
It's the other side of where it's basically the entry point of going into the main market area, this main street.
Yeah.
It's just you see it in the distance. So yeah, when Thinor called that out, you guys look and you see it in the
Oh,
distance on
shit.
the far
If I
side of this
remember
street.
right, I'm pretty sure the range on far enough where I could get him without disadvantage. Unless you want to do some math real quick,
Oh, you're
Like 75 feet, dude.
because he's 30 feet up
well,
in the air.
70, but he's 30 feet in the air, so I
Yeah.
usually just triangulate.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have enough range. It's like
Well, what's the range on your bow? Maybe it doesn't even matter.
I have to look it up.
So he's effectively 85 feet up in the air.
It's like, I remember it's like 300 and something feet
All right.
or max range. So,
Let me look at your. What do you have? A longbow?
yeah.
100. It's 150 /
150.
600.
Yeah, that's right. 150.
So yeah.
Just pulled it up.
So go ahead. You pull.
All right.
So Rellya, you pull out an arrow and you knock it, and you feel the heat of the flames licking at your left side there, as that building's completely ablaze.
Okay.
Go ahead, let him have it.
Oh,
Yo!
Wow.
Okay, that
Wow.
definitely hits. Okay.
Well done.
Damn it.
hell yeah.
Roll your double damage dice plus your modifier.
6
Good.
plus.
So
I just-
6.
Is that right?
Yeah, 6 plus
Yeah,
what?
yep, that's right. Yep. So it'd be 6 plus 3, which is 9, yeah. But it did it for me since it was a crit. I clicked on the icon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
it did
9.
the whole thing. Yep, 9 damage. 9 piercing.
Good job, Rellya.
Don't think we did. I'm done.
So I don't know if you noticed, but I marked off some health on Marcus.
Oh my goodness, that did nothing to him.
Oh, good.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Your fucking shitty arrow did nothing to him. Okay. Dude, we need to haul ass that fucking block tower as soon as possible.
So when I shot that arrow, how did it look to me, Barry, to Rellya? Did it look like it did any significant damage?
You heard a clang sound. He looks like he's in these tattered clothes, but you hear a clang sound as it seemed, kind of like that. But
I heard
like
that.
an arrow hit metal. That's kind of what it sounds
God,
like.
he's got a metal armor. Okay.
And she's just kind of like awestruck, like how that arrow is.
Yeah, he seems completely
like it would a normal
unfazed.
human.
In fact, he sees the arrow as it bounces off of him, and he turns and looks at you, and he says, "Is that the best that you got?" And he, you see some flame entering in his hand, Anything else you can do?
They're no, you know.
No, she's just awestruck and she's in fear right now.
Oh.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, you could have totally caught his attention.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was super scared of wanting to attack him.
Yeah, because he's a, you know what?
And then I rolled a freaking crit.
Here, let me show you how it's done. And
Oh no.
that flame that started to enter his hand, he throws it out, and there's a streak of fire as it comes right at you, Rellya. What's your AC?
Not good. I think it's a 15.
Oh shit. You're about to get hit, bro.
What's your AC?
Get the potion.
Yeah, you're Rellya. So yeah, 15.
15.
You are completely white. You're still thinking in your mind like, that was such a perfect shot. How could that have done nothing? And you're piecing in your mind, I heard a metal clang. What the hell's that all about?
Yep.
And before you know it, you see and feel the intense burning of flame coming right at your face. And you cannot get out of the way in time. And you take 13 points of fire damage.
Oh my god.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
13 points. You're at half life.
And then you look in horror as he then has it in his hand. And he throws it out at you. And you dodge and like dive to the ground very quickly. And the flame goes right over your head. And you quickly get back to your feet. And you felt the heat just go right over the top of you, but you managed to avoid that second blast.
Devil attacked you. Holy cow.
Dalton the Lightbringer.
Dalton.
Drink that potion.
I have
Well,
it.
he can't right now.
Once it's his turn,
If
or
I
her
live long
turn.
enough. Yeah.
Now, hold on. Let me make a general statement. Okay, so clearly a handful of, at least two of our party need to make our way all the way down to the
Nor
ground.
and a lolly. Whatever you say.
Yep. So to get there quick, you'll just want to spend your turn doing a dash action to get down there as quick as you can.
Look, yeah, when it gets my turn, I'm going to do a 30-foot, and then I'm going to do an extra action, and I'm going to fucking dash again, and I'm going to get there. But we need someone back here that can actually attack, and someone back here that can heal. We
Ronin,
need
I think you need to stay on the ground and not in the tower because once we ground him, once whoever gets to the tower
Make
grounds
that
him,
killing.
you're most best on the ground with him.
If we
Well,
ground
then
him.
have Thinor or Dalton. No, Dalton's healer. Thinor is the only person. I'd have him cast something on someone before he leaves. There's
Yes,
got to be
yes.
someone we need to fucking initiate that needs to head to that tower.
Well,
Yes,
well, I
yes.
think
I
he's
say
gonna
we
get
give
the
the
tower.
potion to Ronin and tell him to drink the sediment potion.
No, I'm not gonna drink
If
it.
not,
I
we're
don't
gonna
know
die.
What the fuck it's gonna do? It's gonna kill me, dude. For all I know, it could give me like triple strength, or it could kill me. I'm not gonna drink it.
That'd be an
Hey
interesting
man, it looks like we're gonna die anyways.
Somebody
No,
died by
we're
suicide.
fine. She's
Okay,
we got
okay,
healing.
So am I too far at range to heal? Rellya?
Well, it depends. Which healing spell are you wanting to? Because Cure Wounds, I believe, is touch. So
He can make it to me 30 feet if you want.
Yeah, you'd have to move. That's 30 feet.
Yep.
It's 25 feet next to her.
also note, Dalton does not have healing word prepared. So that's your ranged heal.
Look, the good news is that we all have actions before he does.
Yep.
So the healing
is
is
the good news.
important. I think Dalton needs to heal Rellya.
Prepare it.
Probably. I think I need to move to the tower.
Do what you think.
Yeah.
I
Do
don't
what you
think
think,
that's
Dalton.
smart because you
Okay,
have to
so
be on the ground.
I would move to.
Look, I have a healing potion and I've got dash. I've
Yep.
got all sorts of healing effects.
Yes, but once he's grounded, you can't do anything if you're in a tower. We have to have range people in a tower to knock him
Yes.
down to the ground.
Yes, sister, but I can come back. There are 4 turns of combat before I come back. I can make it back. Trust me, sister. Let me take this lead towards the tower. I need to bring this fool, this ghoulish fiend down
Yes,
to the
yes.
ground.
Please let
So
How you
just
gonna
let
do that?
death.
DM note here, guys. Remember, getting to the tower is one then knowing how to activate it, because you guys did not inspect the tower before you guys went to the mines.
Right to. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna need Dalton
Yeah.
with me then. Thinor, you having a healing, don't you? Is it a ranged heal?
No.
Dalton's turn.
Yeah,
No.
it's Dalton's turn. What
Hold on,
are you gonna do,
curious.
Dalton?
Shut up, Kyle.
Does Thinor have a ranged cure? Oh my goodness.
Kyle,
Okay.
just play and we'll figure it out as we go.
Okay.
Yep.
She's at half life.
There's no guarantee she's gonna be attacked again.
Tell this guy to have a pause button and let us have a conversation.
Yes. Tell him to pause.
So remember, he's 30 feet in the air, though. So you're not gonna be able to like beat him over the face with a melee weapon. So you're gonna have to rely on range or a spell of some kind, or yeah. What are you thinking, Dalton?
Okay, so I will go to Rellya and I will heal her.
Your place.
Okay. Go ahead and move your token up to your speed, where you want to be. You can go up to 30 feet.
So here.
Sure. Okay. So you step in front of Rellya, which if she was attacked again, if Marcus did not move, you would be providing some cover for her.
Okay, so
Very-
I will cast.
The arrow. You need to move your character with the arrow button.
Oh yeah, because you're on the ruler tool. So select select the arrow tool on the upper left. There you go. Okay, so now you're going to cast Cure Wounds. Are you going to do a first or second level Cure Wounds?
I will do a first level.
Okay, mark off the first level slot and
So I'll
8
go down.
plus 3.
So I'll go down 1. Okay. And then as I approach her and I touch her, I say, "Your wound shall be healed by the power of the god."
And a familiar warmth. A familiar warmth of energy comes over you, bluish light, and Dalton finishes the spell, and it emanates all throughout you. Roll a d8 plus 3.
Man, that's a weak god you got.
So 5.
Oh,
You recover 5.
that's a little bit at least.
Man, that's
Okay.
a little sus.
Can you do anything else? Do you have a bonus action? I don't know if you do, but I'm looking at your spells. I don't see anything that you can actually do now.
No, I don't see a bonus action.
And Rellya says, "Thank you, Dalton of Light.
Yes, at
That
least
one burns more than I thought.
it's a little sus for now.
It's a little sus, Dalton."
Thank you.
All right.
I pass
Next
my
up.
turn.
Okay, Ronin, you are up.
I will. Hold on. Double check some things here. Can my second wind move me an additional 30 feet?
No, your second wind lets you recover hit points. Your action surge, though, will let you take an
Yeah.
extra action, which, yes, will give you another 30 feet if you dash.
Okay, I am going to
Action
move
surge.
30 feet.
Move back, guys. I'm grabbing a drink.
One second. Yeah, that's 30.
Okay. So there's your normal movement. You just move 30.
I'm
So you
gonna
can do
use
your
my action.
so you
surge
can do your
again.
action to move 30. And then you can action surge to do another 30.
Okay.
Yep. And then another 30.
That's it right there for me, right? I can't do another. That's it right there, right?
No, so you spent your action to so your speed is 30, you move 30, and then your action you dash, which gives you another 30. And then you do your action surge, which will let you dash again for another 30. So
Oh,
you can move
yes.
one more 30. Just mark off your action surge ability that you've used it. So yeah, you're right in front of the Silver Blade Inn and Tavern. As you look off to your right, it's just completely an inferno.
Man,
And you see no signs of life anywhere along these streets. They're completely vacant, but you guys
Such a
and
far
Marcus.
alone.
I've never seen Ronin so scared.
I'm trying to bring
Hauling
this
ass.
demon down, man. This is the key to the fight here.
All right. So
I end
Ronin
my
is
turn.
done.
I end my turn. Yeah, action surge is gone. Okay.
And as you run by, so Marcus is up in the air, and as you run by, he says, "You, where do you think you're going? You can't run from me." And
He's got
Again,
like
he's
he's
just
like
taunting you.
400 feet away. He can't do anything.
That's what you
all right,
think.
Allannia.
No presumption.
All right.
He's so far away.
So
Dude, I didn't know dragons could fly that far.
I hope he's jumped.
I realize that my brother has made a grave mistake because he can't do anything at the tower without any knowledge. So I chase after him.
Okay.
My thanks, sister.
You're all.
Now,
30 feet.
one cool thing that you have, just I'm going to be nice here because
Thank you.
playing a spellcaster for your first time can be a pretty daunting task.
A little bit.
So you have Misty Step.
That's
So
what I was about to use. Yes, as my bonus
good.
action.
yes,
So
so
I'm
you
gonna-
can definitely keep up with him with your if you did your Misty Step, and actually you could probably surpass him if you kept doing Misty Step to move that additional 30 feet ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and move my original 30 feet that I can move.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. How far is that? How can I check?
Maybe we can
Dude,
get on this burning building right here.
Look at the screen right here.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use Misty Step, so I got to go down in my...
Well, so you could go ahead and dash to move another 30.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and then you could go ahead and do your bonus action, which is Misty Step, to kind of wink out through the silvery mist and reappear 30 feet up ahead.
You guys are placing a lot of faith in this town.
There's this tower.
You don't know anything about.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Look, it's taken out dragons before. Obviously, it can take out another flying creature. Obviously, the conclusion we're making.
Yeah, we all need to kind of make our way there, but
Well, and Ronin knows all the history about the Dragon's Bane of Kairos too. So
We are siblings.
Thinor, you see Ronin and Allannia just make a break for it towards that tower, and of course you see Dalton step in the way and heal Rellya. She was blasted by this intense fire, and Marcus is just he has a smirk on his face, like he's enjoying every minute of this.
So, can I holler to him to roll a deception check to tell him that we know the tower is his weakness?
really quick
Perhaps
before I
take his
end my
attention.
turn, would I
That would be pointless because there are already two people going.
And I already told everyone to make case for the tower as the only
Yeah.
one burning.
No, but my attempts is to see, I assume how evil beings are mostly arrogant. And what I've seen in my battles is that arrogance, so perhaps he will tell us if it is or if it's not.
Okay, so
Against
what
Marcus?
exactly? You would have to spend an action to try to deceive Marcus at this point because we're in the midst of combat. So it'd take your
Yes.
action. So what exactly, if that's what you want to do, what exactly do you want to try to deceive him on? Like, what do you want to say exactly?
I want to say that we know the tower is your weakness. And I want to read his reply. I want to see what he replies with, knowing that, most evil beings are arrogant.
Do you want to do an insight or deception?
Insight, deception, would that be an insight?
If you're trying to read his facial expressions,
Yes, there we go. That's a better way to put it.
This is, oh my goodness. Okay.
If not, I'm going to sneak away.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, the party already has an insight to know tower. Two of our parties have already headed that way.
Hold on. Why don't you make yourself useful and do something else?
Yeah, no shit. Even the DM is rubbing his head like,
well,
Think of something else. Like, do what you want, man.
Okay.
Do what you want. I'm just we
can
we
do what you
already
want,
booking it to the fucking tower right now.
Do you want to try to deceive him, or do you want to try to give him a lie on purpose so that you can read his facial?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to give him a lie to read his facial expression and see what he says. I thought that would be a deception, but then Casey said it would be an insight.
No, I said it could be. I don't know. I don't understand.
Well,
what
no,
you're trying to say.
I think
You think I could give him a lie and we could read anything off of that?
If you're trying to lie to him, that would be a deception.
Look, he's
Yes,
not.
yes,
He's
that's what I
gone. He's
thought.
not even close to dead, and it's 1 a.m. So
Is he going
Yeah,
to pay
you
me
don't
any
laugh at
attention, DM?
I hope he teabags you.
Well, okay. So once you go ahead and roll a,
Almost 20.
I think, I'm going to be nice here. Let's do. You are skilled with deception, so why don't you just
Yes.
go ahead and roll a deception?
All right, lie to his face.
Yes, I'm trying to lie to him.
Oh.
Oh.
God.
Oh, God.
he just laughs at you.
So you said, we know that the tower is your weakness. And he says, I have no weakness. You will find out when this whole place is burned and you are all dead. And I will raise all of you up as zombies to serve me forever.
You might have just thrown Allannia.
Yeah, no shit. You just
All right.
fucked us both,
Yeah.
bro.
So you can still make a move if you would like.
Well, he had his action, but that's his
You also have a bonus action.
Well,
as
I made him take an action to do that because a round is only 6 seconds. So I would imagine
Oh,
him
he
trying to
moved
show.
the fuck out of the way.
Okay.
The very
You got a
building.
bonus action as well.
Okay, and you got the.
What's a
full-
bonus action considered newborn?
Well, you can only go 30 feet, mind you.
okay.
So I think you moved 10 feet too far.
Remember the thing I texted everyone last time that you should run to get some?
It's not telling me how far.
Well, yeah,
You
I
can
think
measure,
you're there.
bro.
You're there.
Thank you. No, like I didn't have the line with the measurement. There we go. Yes. Oh, there's a measuring tool.
Right here. So
Yes.
you were where I was measuring it. Yep. So 30 feet.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So a bonus action. Did you want to inspire someone?
Don't I have to be within touching range?
Oh, does he?
I don't think so. No,
No
you
way.
can inspire people.
I would like to bardic
your-
inspiration on Rellya.
So within 60 feet, and they have to be able to hear you. So
might
you
wanna
could
do
have done
before
it.
You move.
Yeah. So you could have done
Yeah.
it before you moved actually. So that's fine.
Well, too bad.
Yeah,
Or before I moved, you're
No,
gonna let
that's
me do
fine.
that?
You can inspire Rellya.
All right. Well, I'm gonna drop that. I inspired Rellya. I'm gonna drop the number down.
Okay.
I have one left, guys.
Okay. So I'm gonna put a purple token on you, Rellya. You are inspired. As Thinor, how do you inspire her?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Live,
That's inspiring.
Rellya, live.
Good.
Good, and I'll
That is
I'll
very-
write a song about you about this.
That is actually very inspiring.
I shush
Oh,
you.
yes.
Okay, I'm shuffling. We're starting round number 3. Sorry, guys. I know it is now getting late for you guys. So, do you want? I was really hoping to finish this today.
I feel like we can finish it. I gotta get up
Let's
and
finish this
be
fight.
somewhere in 3 hours. It's 2:04 here.
How are you doing, Jeremy? You look like you're fading out.
How much time do we got left for this fight?
It's gonna
Hard
take
to
a
say.
while, bro. This motherfucker's got like 90,
Well,
95%
there's only
of his
6
health
cards,
left.
so fortunately the deck can go pretty quick. As long as you guys already have in mind what you're going to do on your turn, we can go through this pretty fast. But if
I
people
think we
take
should
too
try
long,
it.
Look, if Allannia and Ronin make it their way to the tower, we can probably bring him down very quick.
But that's my
I'm just-
point, Ronan. You can't do anything because you're not a ranged character.
I'm saying both of us make it to ground him, and then we can actually.
How are you
come
gonna
back.
ground Melee? What are you gonna do?
It's a tool meant to kill dragons. It could probably ground him.
okay, let's play the next round. Let's see how fast it goes. Okay.
Yes. Go.
All right, Dalton.
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
Cast
want
a
to-
spell.
Do you have your
Yeah.
fire hands?
Yes,
There's
I
a
do.
range.
Yes.
There's a range. That range is like, what, 90, 60, 90 foot?
What?
So
Well,
Man.
he's 30 feet up in the air, remember, and your burning hands only goes 15-foot cone.
Okay, so that's not going to work.
Hey.
Yeah.
Damn it. Do you have another spell, Jeremy, that is a huge range?
no, burning hands is basically have the most.
Maybe
Well,
you can.
You have Sacred Flame that does damage, and that range is 60 feet. It's a cantrip, so you would even be saving your spell slots for healing and stuff if you did that. You also have Scorching Ray, which fires 3 rays of fire, and you can hurl them at target. If it hits, does 2d6 fire damage.
Are we still doing cantrips? What is this? Wow.
But doesn't he do fire damage? What's to say he's not immune, Jeremy? We should find out.
No, I would
Yeah,
look.
you don't know.
I would highly agree that y'all need to fucking keep his attention, deal as much damage as you can while we head down to the tower. Whatever you can.
Okay, so I would like to get in range and do
Sacred Flame?
Sacred
Is that what
Flame.
you're gonna-
Yeah.
Alrighty. He's definitely within range. You stand in front of Rellya and you reach out with your hand, and this flame descends above Marcus, above his head, and he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
I cast Sacred Flame. Behold, power of God.
Yoga flame.
Sacred Flame.
Yoga flame. Okay, he fails. So actually, it does the damage. So roll a d8, and this is radiant damage that he is taking.
Oh my god.
Man.
dude.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, 2 points. He looks up and he sees the air just kind of glow with this luminescent light as this radiant energy is about to spill out upon his head, and he just moves a bit, but the energy comes down and just slightly grazes him slightly, and he says, "Ah, nice try, priest."
And you just
Damn it.
hear Rellya behind you. She's just like,
Like a fucking
and
laugh.
she's probably like completely demoralized at this point, and she's just shaking
Okay.
her head.
Are you done, Dalton?
I am my turn.
Okay. All right, Rellya, you were inspired. What do you do?
Please attack.
I'm still inspired after that display.
Yep. Yes, you are.
All right. Oh wait, shit. Oh, you should have moved. Okay. Well, too late now.
No, you can just step out. Just step out 1 square, and you have a full
I'm
shot.
talking about Dalton.
Oh. Yeah, I know, but
All right, here we go. I'm going to step here. Do I have a clear shot right now, or do I
I would step 1 square out.
1 square out, like right here?
Yes,
Would that work?
that'll be
Okay.
fine. He's 30 feet up in the air, so that's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna go for.
Yeah.
For another attack. Let's do it.
Okay, another attack. You let loose an arrow. You line it up. See what happens.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm going.
It misses. He doesn't even have to dodge. It just goes too high. Over his head.
I'm going to use an action surge then, and I just growl, fire another one.
Okay. Fire another shot.
Why the hell not? I'm going to die anyway.
Come on. Remy, you get him.
Shit.
Ah! He growls out as an
Go.
arrow actually.
Inspiration?
Oh wait, is inspiration applied to damage dice?
Yes, how does it work?
If you want to, yes, because
Oh.
he is a Valor Bard. So you can apply it to armor class or your damage.
Yeah.
If you want.
I think you might
I
save
can,
it for
wait, I
armor.
can apply it to armor class
Yes, I think you should
as like
save
a
it for
reaction.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, if you were hit by an attack, I believe you can use inspiration die to add that onto your AC for that attack, which could then cause it to miss.
But
Okay.
you can't add it now though. So you're gonna save it.
Yeah, I'm saving it.
Okay. So 4 damage.
Okay, so
I did 7.
you did
So-
7 damage.
I'm gonna move.
Nothing is happening to his health bar.
Hold on.
So I got 25 feet left.
Yep.
And before I make my move, I'm gonna say, Dalton, we must make haste for the tower. And she says, take cover. She comes over here.
Yes, we must take cover.
Okay. Alrighty.
That's it.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Allannia.
All right, I'm gonna do my firebolt cantrip at him.
Wait, how
Okay.
far is that? Holy shit.
She has 120 feet. She's definitely in range.
Okay.
So,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
go ahead and do your
D10.
firebolt cantrip. No, you got to roll attack roll first.
Oh, is that?
Let's keep that damage though,
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah.
You rolled pretty good on it, so.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep that. Is that the attack?
Plus your attack modifier, which I believe is a +5. So that'd be a 16.
16.
He's partially distracted. You see the back of him as he's eyeing Dalton and Rellya down. Rellya just seemingly hit him with an arrow. Didn't phase him all that much, but then he turns around right as you're launching the spell. Maybe he heard you cast or something, but he turns around and he sees and he just moves to the side through the air, and the firebolt just flies through the air and just misses
Oh my
him.
goodness, a 15? Holy shit.
Yeah.
He's a tough fuck. Okay.
What else can you do?
Move
Well,
forward, baby.
I can run 30 feet forward still, and
Mhm. Yep,
Misty step
and
at
you can
30
do a
feet.
Misty Step. Yep,
Heck yeah.
because you did a cantrip, you can cast a spell as a bonus action.
This is where you need to be. Right here.
So
That's where I need to be. Okay.
60.
Yep, 60.
Yep. Okay, mark off another spell slot as you cast Misty Step again. And you're done.
Am I allowed to dash, or is that not?
No, because you did your action with the firebolt.
Okay. I see. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, and then Marcus. Okay,
Oh, my bad. I was reading something.
that's fine. Really good spell, by the way.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yo, what's up, bro?
All right. Uh-oh. Marcus looks at you, Dalton, and he says, you think you are so devoted to the gods?
Oh, no.
Well,
Oh, no.
serve me! I am power. I am life and creation. And you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
You better make this wisdom saving throw.
Yes,
Oh my
you do.
God.
D20.
Okay, so my wisdom saving throw is a
+5. So D20
Plus
plus
five.
5.
Oh god, don't roll a fucking like 15 or less.
You need to make this.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no!
Shit, dude,
What did I
you're
type
dead,
to
bro.
you, B? Oh my gosh!
You're
Leave that happen.
dead, bro.
I
Shit.
even warned. I was
I
like,
was at 19.
oh my
Dalton is like
Oh my
basically
gosh.
dead.
Oh my gosh.
Dalton, as he comes up and he says that, you are suddenly overcome with this amazement. You are no longer
This is worse than dead.
seeing Marcus as this evil entity, but someone who could be trusted, someone who can guide you, someone who can lead you to the true path, which is your destiny, someone who will take care of you.
You're being corrupted.
You trust him for everything, and as you look up at him, he smiles and he says, yes, that's it. And he says, now,
Okay, get turned into a zombie. That's why I left all y'all.
kill that blasted high elf that ran behind that building. Destroy all of these that oppose me.
Oh, no, he turned into a zombie.
Now, Dalton, what this means for you, Dalton, is that when you take your turns, you have to basically play as if Marcus is on your side. You have to use your full range of abilities, whatever you think is going to be the most effective, to take everyone else out.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Corrupted you, dude.
That is.
Is there no
that
like
one-
saving throw he can make?
He did make it. You rolled a 1.
Oh my god, dude.
That was the worst
Oh,
roll you
man.
could have
Oh
done.
my god, man. So one fucked him
Hey,
so
do y'all
bad.
see why I left y'all yet? If he could turn other people into zombies, is why I ducked
not
out.
a
You got
zombie.
turned into a zombie, bro.
All right, I put a little symbol on you, Dalton. That little skull thing just
Oh, that's
symbolizes
so
that
bad.
you are basically you're in control of Marcus.
Okay, this
Um,
is only.
Well, he's not controlling you. You're acting of your own accord, but you are going to do your most to make sure that Marcus wins.
Is this only for this one turn, or is this like permanent?
You don't know.
It's
For right now, you are under the effects of it, and
it could
you
last.
don't know how long it will last.
Damn it, what's my-
Nor would you care. He's your best friend.
He's your best friend. You're going to go out drinking after
Marcus is such a fuckhead, dude. Okay.
this. And
Alright, let's roll it.
he can now turn his attention elsewhere.
Went from a 5v1 to a
We're-
4v2.
We're so far away. You can't. No, stay away from me.
Yes, get him.
Marcus comes towards you, Thinor, as you are next to that building, and you're looking up, and you saw him. Heard him yell out towards Dalton, saying, and he's shouting these commands like "destroy all those that oppose me" and stuff. And you see this look over Dalton as he's looking around, and he's glaring at you. And you're like, "What the hell's come over my buddy Dalton over there?" But you see Marcus then fly over up into the air, and he's starting to approach you. All right, so Ronin.
I would like to say I saw a little bit of that, and I'd like to say out of all of my fucking team, how could you, one of the God-fearing, most devoted men, ever be taken over by the lightness of this darkness? You upset me.
We can't hear you. You're too far.
Is it
Yeah, you're
noble?
whispering this.
He's
Yes,
a noble.
Dalton, it's not coming clear through to Dalton. He's still in trance. So I think the only thing I can do is move feet.
Go kill Dalton.
Yep, you can move 30 and then dash for another 60
Yeah.
if you want.
So 30 is there, I believe. Yes. Okay.
Making good time over there.
And then,
Now, it is difficult terrain to move through an ally, so you might want so that you don't collide with each other, and that's an issue. So just you get one free square 5 move, like diagonal movement when you first move. So I'm just going to shift you over right there. Now do your other 3. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's 30. Okay. Yep. All right.
So Allannia, just that little bit of a break that you did the firebolt was enough for Ronin. He gained some ground on you. You caught up to him, but because you stopped to do firebolt, he surpassed you. But the Nor,
Yes.
Petrify him or petrify fucking Dalton or something. Play a for someone.
I think I want to sneak around the building. Should I move first before I roll a sneak, or?
well, you can't. When you say sneak, do you mean you want to try to hide, or?
Yeah. I want to try to hide, but I was
Okay.
going to try to
Right,
hide. The
so
building in the
In
building.
order to hide, you cannot be in plain sight of the enemy that you want to hide from. So Marcus can see you plain as day. So you can't vanish in front of his eyes. You need to go around the corner
Yes,
and then try to hide. But that being said, normally hiding means as well that you're going to have some cover, some concealment to help you. If Marcus were to come around and follow you around that corner, you're going to be in plain sight again. There's no concealment or anything for you to really hide up against, unless you want to use that burning building. But
I was gonna say.
I would highly advise against trying to use that burning building to help conceal you.
Climb on top of the burning building.
He likes
It's
it
like
being a
kill
bit
you
well.
all.
So damage.
Do damage, man. You got a range spell.
No, but none of my ranged abilities really could hit him except one or two of my spells.
Give Dalton an inspiration.
Well,
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
No. Look,
quick
hold
question.
on.
So,
Rellya is
Thinor,
close.
have you thought about Fairy Fire there? Because you linked
Yes,
Fairy
I was
Fire there.
looking at it earlier.
I mean, that is a very powerful utility spell that would give everyone advantage on their attacks against him if it were to stick. And if you maintain your concentration.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. I want to cast the fairy fire before I move.
Okay.
Being
That
60
is a
range,
good
can I hit
choice.
him, or do I need to move first to hit him? And pull out the ruler.
He has to make a...
It's exactly 60 feet with him being... He's 30 feet from me. He's 30 feet in the air, so I should be able to hit him with it.
No, you can. The area of effect is a 20-foot cube, and you could do the origin of that cube anywhere within 60 feet, which he's clearly... you can get him. So
Okay. So
that's not... I mean, 60 feet is clear out here. So he has to make a dexterity saving throw to be affected, though. So that is what I will roll for him right now. So you cast Fairy Fire. And a dexterity saving throw. Oh, shoot. 17. I believe definitely matching your spell save DC, or exceeding it, which is 13. If you look on your spell sheet, the spell save DC, that's the number he needed to save against, and he definitely saved. So you try to get him attached with this spell, but it seems to fail to take hold.
Do I still lose one of my spell shots?
Yes, you do, because you did cast the spell. It just failed to affect him. So you did cast it, though. So mark off a spell slot, a first-level spell slot. That would have been an awesome spell. And you still have movement.
Yeah, sure.
Run while you still can.
Sure.
Now, Dalton, take note. You do see Thinor, and you know that Rellya went on the other side of that building. So after you dispose of the high elf over there, you're going to have an idea of maybe where Thinor is.
Yeah, you need to get the fuck away from Dalton.
Jeremy needs a Red Bull or something.
So I noticed that there's some kind of.
Not a rank.
All right,
Jeremy, you're not on our team anymore. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right. That was the end of that round. So round 4. Shall we keep going?
Yes.
No.
You're right. No.
Come on, Jeremy, go grab a drink. Come on,
You
let's
guys-
power through this. Get it done.
Hold
We'll
on,
have
hold on.
I'm waiting for Jeremy to slap his head against the desk because he's going to fall asleep.
I see his eyes closed. Only 20 minutes passing here.
Kyle, you buy him a Red Bull and refund him.
Oh, hold on now, Maria. What's up?
No.
Unfortunately,
Are you
I'm
too
like-
tired, Maria? Are you...
Look,
Okay.
hold on. Is it possible that we can do this like on a Sunday or something? To finish
I'm
this?
wedding dress
We
shopping
literally-
Sunday. What is wrong with you?
I'm saying Sunday night. Like this could maybe take another hour, right? At the most.
Probably
Is it
at the
possible?
most another hour. Yeah, I mean,
Could
things
we do,
can
like, a
start going
Sunday
downhill
session?
pretty quick. But
Hey, boss man, where do I mark off the spell at? Is it on my spellcast sheet?
yeah, on your spell sheet, the slots remaining. So shows you have 0 there. Let's put. I know that you have both of your second level slots, and let's see, you've casted one.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. Okay, I figured
just-
out.
Okay,
I know that's
so
can't-
Guys, we're
Cantrip
so
doesn't-
close to
Alright,
killing them.
so look, this is my proposition. I don't know, Barry, if you're
No.
maybe throwing another session you're able to do? Just to end this and get it over with?
I called it.
yeah, let me get back with you guys. I will see if will Saturday work for you guys, like Saturday night or.
Saturday night would work for me.
Saturday will work for us.
Yes, Saturday will work as well for me.
What about you, Andrew? Will Saturday night work for you?
Perhaps I don't know.
Like an hour? Hour and a half,
Yeah,
maybe?
I'm sure I can
Probably
make
an
it happen
hour, hour and a
Saturday.
half at the most.
Hour and a half the most. Like, I'm expecting probably just one more hour.
What do
And
you
we can
got
get this-
going on Saturday night? Get
Come
your
on,
ass
Andrew.
Yeah.
Come in, man. We need
Like
you to
Dungeons
show
and
here.
Dragons Saturday night, okay?
Sweet Jesus.
Yes. Well, I think we can make it work.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Alright, so
All right,
it's
then.
Saturday night at